dark. Kick back with a cup of joe. You know you've got friends waiting on 1620 The Zone. It's Happer and Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike. Listen on the radio stream or YouTube or podcasts. Anytime it feels right. It's Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer.
Good morning and welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It's Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer and Mike Severe. Michael Severe.
Have you been nominated yet for an Ambie?
No, I don't know what that is.
The Ambie is the award they give to podcasts for production.
I've never been nominated
you have
for a podcast award.
We have to get this nominated for the productions. This is an incredible song.
I wouldn't know who to send it to, but I do believe that Ian and in the Ian crew deserves some sort of award.
They do
deserve it. They're
Look, you know what? I'm
extremely
gonna
talented.
I'm gonna get this done.
He's good.
I'm gonna get this done.
Michael is going to submit Ian's song for an award.
I'm gonna submit an entire show. I believe that you have to submit the whole show.
Oh, okay, cool.
With proof of production.
Well, I guess we're not really a podcast. Do we count?
Yeah, I believe so, because anytime that you're then putting it on
We are
later,
in
and
the
you
podcast.
whether it's segments or not, it works that way. Yeah.
Okay.
They
I
have
don't-
different ones for it.
I don't think I've really ever won any award of any kind. So it'd be great. I'd be honored.
Wait a minute, hold on. You weren't here. So the old general manager, Mark, would give out awards
Oh, I did
to
get some
everyone.
checkies. I did get some
you get
checkies.
okay,
Yeah.
so you got an award.
I was here. I got some
I thought
checkies.
so. I thought you were here for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got checkies.
I can't remember what I got the checkies for.
Best head?
It was definitely some sort of joke about me having red hair.
Yep. That's what it
best
always
ginger.
was.
Yeah. Well, because I think John would have got that actually.
John would not get an award for anything. But I don't know. He always tried to go based off of your name or something about a physical characteristic.
Definitely.
That was big on him.
Definitely.
That's what he did.
Which everyone very much enjoyed. It was great. And Joey Colbert is here this morning as
Good
well.
morning.
Michael and Joey are going to have it out about California Pizza Kitchen at some
I
point
don't understand.
during
don't get it.
during the show today.
You're
Stupid
all
pizza.
over the place. Why are you a jerk? Why are you a jerk?
Wearing
Why are you rolling in here with stupid Celtics?
Why
why are you doing
They got
that?
the Thunder tonight. It's a
I
big game.
don't
It's the Battle
care.
of Champions.
Why would you roll in here with the worst city and worst team in the history of sports?
I have to rep my boys and
Oh my
Baylor
God.
Shireman, Joe Mazzulla.
I appreciate Baylor being a nice gentleman and wonderful and great having his first interview after he was drafted. That was wonderful. But let me say this. Boston sucks.
This could be
Because I don't even know who this kid is, but I ain't gonna.
Baylor Shireman.
I ain't gonna never let nobody name. I ain't never let nobody name Baylor or Shireman score on me.
Shiler.
Baylor Shireman, who he play for?
I've been waiting to play that. for a
Shaq
long
is
time.
so awesome.
plays for Joey's Boston Celtics. We could do
Boston
Michael. I have like I could do a list. I would love to do a list of like Michael's rankings in a variety of different categories. Worst cities would be a fun one to listen to, I think.
Yeah, and I fibbed because Baltimore is by far a more worse city than Boston.
We know you hate Atlanta.
I hate Atlanta because of the Falcons.
Yep.
And the Braves.
But
Makes sense.
I think they get thrown.
They get thrown in there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like Kansas City much.
It
Because I don't
sounds
like
like
sweet barbecue.
it sounds like Houston might.
Houston is not, and that's a city I lived
Oh.
in for a long time.
Okay. All right.
Not a fan of that, but definitely Boston, Baltimore. Did not appreciate going to Chicago for Big Ten Media Days. Much more appreciated Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I think is a great city for that, not Chicago. And that's about it. Those are my main ones. Baltimore, I have lots of reasons for. Meanest city I've ever been to. Just jerks there.
Absolutely.
The whole Wire thing, everything about the Wire is correct. If you ever doubt the Wire, go spend a week there.
There has been a lot of shows around, like centered around Baltimore
Because of David.
yeah,
Because he writes all those shows in his hometown.
right, yeah.
Although he did do a New Orleans, he did Treme on HBO in New Orleans, so he likes that too.
I started watching Michael's favorite show. I think right now, Paradise.
It's
last
tough
night.
between that and the Pit.
Okay, yeah, you love
It's
the
tough.
Pit,
It's
too.
tough, but yes, Paradise. Last night's episode. Oh my I would not do any spoilers for people because it's Friday's episode. That's when it drops. But I finally got a chance to watch it last night. And they did things last night on that show where my wife doesn't watch the show because she's a therapist and she doesn't like shows that make her feel like she's at work. And this show is that way. There's a scene in the show where I'm like hockey playoffs overtime. I'm leaning forward on the couch.
Yeah.
Like what is going to happen in this scene? And you're like, okay, cool. Then of course,
I'm really excited. I watched the first 2 episodes because I've seen so many things about it. I've seen like a couple clips here and there, and it looks interesting to me. And then I heard people like you talk about it, and I'm like, all right, I better just rip a couple off here. My plan was after I got back from baseball last night to do just one. I watched the first one, and I'm like, well, I got like midnight is in an hour. And I get the ads on Hulu, and so it takes longer than I want. But I did it. I did one more, so I got to the second one last night.
It's a little bit like Game of Thrones. Do not get too attached to anyone.
Okay,
just don't get attached to anyone.
Well,
because it will not be. Well, you probably already did.
Yeah. There's one that happened. In the first episode.
One in the first episode. But yeah, it's amazing they do what they do in that show, and it's just kind of buried among all these streaming shows. There's a million streaming shows.
I know.
And you have to have somebody.
Nobody like in the public, like nobody really talks about it.
I don't think they do. No.
Maybe that's just a conversation about how people talk about TV anymore. Like there's no like prestige TV shows right now. But I feel like that would be a big one.
The Pit probably right now out of all the shows, it's got the after podcast, it's got the after breakdown, it's got a couple of like Bill Simmons group, they'll talk about it. So it has a little bit of it, but definitely Paradise should be there.
Oh, I'm a fan so far. By the way, Mike writes it. This is a good bit for today. We could just throw some cities at Michael and see what he thinks of them. Mike says, what do you think about Asheville, North Carolina?
Oh, so I just hung out with, this is so funny. I was in Costa Rica, right? And the group that we're getting on the, what do you call the wire that goes? We're on that. What's it called?
Like a gondola or something?
No. You actually hook onto it. You go down.
Oh, a zip line.
Zip line. We're on a zip line. This is a long zip line.
Just came for. I feel like you're just here for the zip line.
The zip line was so awesome. What is that from a show that I didn't see?
It's from I Think You Should Leave. Yeah.
The crazy thing about Connor is Connor doesn't watch a lot of stuff.
No.
But he watches everything I don't watch.
It's great.
The only things I don't watch, which I watch a lot, you watch.
I figured you would not watch the I Think You Should Leave show because it's so stupid. It's so you probably don't like Tim Robinson.
Nah, not a huge fan of him.
Yeah.
He is funny though. I'll agree he was funny.
Yeah.
So we're on this, we're getting on a zip line and we're talking to everybody in the line. And one couple's from Dallas, 4 people are from Berlin. But the people in front of us were from actually Asheville, Greenwood, that whole, remember that market I was talking about, how it's a tri-market. Actually, I was talking to Schaefer about it. And we were talking about how Nebraska fans don't want to go anywhere near that for basketball.
Sure.
Because this is before.
They don't want to go to Greenville.
This is before the Sunday reveal show and everything. I'm like, they don't want to go to Greenville and all that. And we talked about it. And they go, but it's so nice. Why wouldn't they want to come here? They had no concept of NCAA basketball.
Yeah.
They live in the greatest area for basketball in the country, and they don't watch it. Then I said to the guy, I go, well, did you ever come to, obviously, did you ever come to Nebraska or University of North Carolina or Clemson or South Carolina? And he goes, for what? I go, the College World Series. He goes, I don't really like baseball. I was like, you people are interesting.
It's in the mountains. It's like kind of an odd, it's a really quiet. People love it there because it's like beautiful.
Yeah, I applied for that market in 1996 to work in TV there and actually went on an interview. Didn't get it, ended up getting the job in Monroe, Louisiana at the time.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah,
there you go.
Tri-market.
There you go, Mike. There's your Michael Severe review of Asheville, North Carolina. But welcome to a Wednesday show, the day before Nebraska basketball plays in the Sweet 16. I'm curious about Michael Severe's consumption of this basketball tournament because while he's not like a huge basketball guy, he is a event. I think you're an event guy. You love big events.
Yeah, and I am a college basketball. I've reduced myself to this as a sports fan. I am obviously a college football fan. I am obviously an NFL fan above everything else.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of college basketball, the majority of it being in the Big East and the Big Ten because of Creighton and Nebraska. That's pretty much it.
And the NCAA tournament.
Well, that's part of college basketball.
Of course.
Yeah. But that's
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've reduced myself to. And it's great. I love it. And I was so excited to watch Nebraska in the tournament, and then I'm in Costa Rica, and there's no way to get the game. I can't get the game. I can't get it anywhere. I can't use my YouTube TV because I'm out of the country. I can't use the TNT app. I can't watch it on the local TV. They have ESPN3, which is in Spanish,
Crazy.
but they weren't playing the Nebraska game. I'm trying everything. I'm following along on the phone. So finally, after the game was over, I watched the extended highlight package, which is 21 minutes. It's a lot of the game.
Yeah.
I watched that. And then the
From
second
the Troy game.
That's the Troy game.
You didn't need to see much.
And then the second game, I'm literally on this place called Tortuga Island, and there's nothing. No internet, no phone, nothing. And the game's going on. And so I made sure, I said, I'm going to watch this game when I get home, right? When I went back to the condo. And we went to go get all-you-can-eat sushi at the Marriott, which was awesome.
Nice.
And I sat with my back to the TV, so I couldn't see the bottom line about anything about it.
Well, in that case, you're not in danger of being disrupted or anything like that. Like, you're not going to get, nobody's going to text you like, hey, here's the score, or did you see that?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yep.
you're
And I was happy to do that. My wife knew who'd won, but I didn't know. And so it was so weird, that process of not being able to watch the selection show. Things I always watch, I couldn't watch because I watched them later on YouTube.
It's very disorienting to even walk into like a place, a restaurant or whatever during the tournament, and the TV's not just like being covered with it, or them not knowing really what's going on, and maybe it's on it's on a different channel that doesn't involve. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Don't you guys know what's going on? Maybe that's just my worldview. I just look at it, I'm like, how is everyone in the country not watching this?
Soccer was on every television.
Yeah.
Every television. Were you the guy? Have you ever been the guy where you go to a sports bar or you go to a restaurant and you ask them to turn the TV? I have been that guy my entire life.
Only, I mean, yes. I'm not like super pushy about it though.
I am extremely. I was living in Albuquerque, and we go to this bar. It's called the Skyline Bar, where they actually had Nebraska games would play on Saturday. And I'm there, and the first time I walk in, I'm talking to the general manager, and I go, what do you do for NFL Sunday? How do you handle NFL Sunday? And he goes, well, we have stuff in the back room. We have a lot of people that come in there that play fantasy football. And this is back when you brought your own computer so you can keep track and everything. And I'm like, what who set your TVs up? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you got to have them set up so everybody can see the TVs. And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, I could do that for you. And so this is during the preseason. And he's like, I want to get a couple of games on. I don't know how. I called my buddy at ESPN at the time, and I needed coordinates for these games because that was the only way you could get preseason games back then, C-band and KBU band. And so I got them put up on his TVs. He's like, this is amazing. For the next 4 years, I ran that room back there. I'd go in early, 9 a.m., because the games came on at 11. Get there at 9 a.m., get me a breakfast burrito, get little signs, and put them up on each one of the TVs of what games we playing there, and sometimes predictions of what would happen in the game.
Incredible.
That was my job. I didn't get paid for it, but it was awesome.
Like storylines written on the television.
I remember putting Deuce Staley will have 200 total yards in this game. It was against Dallas. Dallas fans everywhere. They were so mad. He had like 240. It's the pickle juice game.
What kind of place is this at?
It's a sports bar in Albuquerque. Sports bar in Albuquerque.
And so people walk in the sports bar in Albuquerque. It's about lunchtime, or late morning, or whatever it is. And they look at the TV, and the TV has a note on it that says Deuce McAllister will run for 200 yards in this game.
Well, this is
and they're like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I'd have the name of the game. It'd have Dallas, Philadelphia, right, on that TV. Then I'd have ones for the late games. I'd have that up, and I put like a little note on there. Deuce Staley will have over 200 yards. And that game, that's the pickle juice game. And he actually did go off in that game, and he's trying to drink the pickle juice to stop cramps and everything. And it was just hilarious. I became a legend because of the Deuce Staley prediction.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I will take your TV over.
Matthew writes in on YouTube, Michael reminds me of the neighbor you ask a simple yes or no question and they turn it into a 20-minute conversation. That's why he's a radio host,
and
folks.
That's not, yes, my wife, that's not true. Like, I avoid getting conversations with people outside of here.
We are the same that way.
Yeah,
I avoid that way.
I avoid that.
I'm a yes or no, like very short.
I'm moving on. Yeah. Only person I talk to, so my next door neighbor across the street is Mike Dugan. Mike Dugan's dad, Magic Mike Dugan, who was the quarterback for the Creighton Prep undefeated back-to-back team. And so we've known each other for a very long time. I will talk to him. But other than that, it's all just, hey, I'm out. And I'm walking to the house. I'm getting the house. Yeah, I'm not that neighbor. Trust me. If you need help, I'll be there for you.
But when you're on the radio,
I will talk. Yes.
Turn it on, baby. All right, coming up today on the show, Sam McEwen will join us at 8:30. Lauren Michelson will join us from Houston at 9:15. 7:15. That is our lineup today. We want to hear from you, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You could call or text that number. Tweet on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed at HappenSchafe. Maybe you could get it to pop up when you type in at HappenSchafe on Twitter. At Michael Severe, at Connor Happer, at Joey Warcola. You could find all of us there on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor at 1620thezone.com, Joey at 1620thezone.com, or probably just send it.
Is the lineup not powered anymore?
The lineup is not powered.
Oh, we'll take the sign down.
I don't know. The lineup is not
Why
powered.
is the sign still up?
I'm not sure.
I was thinking about him the other day, by
That
the
is
way.
a
I was
good
going to give him
question.
a text the other day.
The lineup is not powered.
I was going to say, did you watch this game? Did you believe the officiating was as bad as it was? I thought about doing it. I have his number. I didn't do it, though.
Well, there is. I imagine he has a lot of opinions on the way games.
I'm sure he does. And I know he has a lot of opinions on the efficacy of referees doing so many games. Like the efficiency of them doing so many games and how after a third or fourth night of traveling and doing games, you just can't be as good as
They
you
do
are.
like 5 in a week.
Yeah, just too many.
It's nuts.
Too
It's
many.
nuts.
Yeah.
And you can watch us along on YouTube today. Find us at 1620 The Zone TV on YouTube. Leave a comment there in the YouTube chat this morning. Mike says, if my neighbors have a concern with their gambling behavior or a YouTube chat, I am chatty. These are the things that Mike comments in about. So that's good. You got to know the own scouting report on yourself. I have some questions for Michael today. I think we could get a list or two because I think you have a list of lists that you just kind of keep on you.
I keep my anger list.
Your anger list or
Yeah.
things that, what is it? Things that you're annoyed
irrationally angry
by?
about.
Irrationally angry about. I
Yeah.
heard this recently. I wonder if there have been any changes.
This is a new. I keep a new list every time. I keep a running list, and once the running list goes onto a show, I then wipe those out and start a new list.
Incredible.
So I'm on 7 with this new list.
How many documents do you have on just?
So in my drafts, and this is on the special draft page. This is the one for
I gotta see
the
what you
Jetaware.
do.
Look at this. So here's my drafts. I got 930 drafts.
Oh, these are just in your email draft.
I keep them in the drafts, and I have 31,769 messages in my inbox, and that's because I recently eliminated all the Temu ones. There were 21,000 Temu messages in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know how they constantly send stuff to you, and so I eliminated all of those.
Well, did
so I'm
you
done
order
with it.
stuff from Temu?
I have ordered stuff in the past. Yes,
and you can't get off the email list.
you can't get off the email list. You're done. But yeah, I keep everything in my drafts. This one actually went into the special drafts, which is the one for my Jet Award account. So I have them in there so I can get to them quicker because there's only two
There's
or three
less
in there.
stuff
Yeah,
in there.
Yeah,
Got
definitely.
it. I have a there was an Emmett Johnson story that somebody sent to us the other day. So I want to ask Michael's opinion about how he looks for the upcoming draft.
Okay.
People forget the spring game is coming up.
I haven't forgotten. I'm
Wait,
so
that's
excited.
happening?
I'm so excited.
You might be the only person in the press box.
I won't be the only person there.
I mean,
Mitch is going, right?
yes, Mitch is not traveling to Houston.
Mitch will be in. Mitch will be there with me.
So-
you know the question we could ask Mitch.
No, what can we ask Mitch?
Are you in the press box? Are you by yourself?
Are you by
Are you
yourself?
by yourself?
Are you by yourself? Just a classic question.
It's a classic question.
There might be a dozen. You know, usually
Yeah.
there's like 50.
I have to bring a football down to get Coach Rule to sign for the auction because our event is April 2nd. And so I need to go down there and get the football to him so he can sign it so he can do it for our auction.
I saw that Coach Mosey is representing Nebraska. at
He is.
the,
He is. And he and his wife, his lovely wife, are going to be there.
Last year it was Eckler and his polo.
He had no clothes. He goes, my clothes haven't gotten here yet. I don't know what to do. We'll be back here next year. We're going to win this thing.
They were not back.
They were not
next year.
back.
He's-
Although, and then the Iowa guy was back. Like he said he would be back.
that is true.
Yes.
That he came, Cade Wichig came through on that one. All right, let's take a break. We're off and running on a Wednesday. Anything for us, let us know. And of course, we'll talk some basketball as we go on throughout the show today as well. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. A couple things here. So first, later on in the morning, 10 o'clock, Alan Huss will have his introductory press conference down at Creighton. Also, during the crossover, I don't think you know about this, Michael.
Uh-oh.
So you accepted this role blindly today. Which
I do have a 10:15 with Ed.
We greatly appreciate it. Okay, well you could leave or stay or do whatever you want. However, there is something that is right up your alley coming up in the crossover today. Actually, that'd be perfect. We can end at 10:15. The Storm Chasers are bringing in new concession items.
I was invited to go.
So they're coming in here.
Yeah, I can't eat meat, though.
They're bringing for the food. Oh.
Yeah, I don't eat meat during Lent, and so that's why I turned it down when they offered me to go.
Well,
yeah.
Matt and I will.
You guys will enjoy. You will enjoy.
You will stay and give, presentation reviews.
I will go, man, that looks awesome.
Are you requesting corn dogs to be present, Connor?
I am
No.
actually. Yeah, corn dogs.
No.
You go to the ballpark, you get a corn dog.
No, I do not, ever.
Come on, you put a little mustard on there.
No, on a hot dog, yeah, but not on a corn dog.
What's wrong with corn dogs?
They're nasty.
No, they're not.
They are not good.
They have breading on them. It's a hot dog with breading on them. So what?
Why?
Batter. It is a baseball food for the baseball park.
Okay,
it is
give me a
fried
20.
dough
It's never been a baseball food.
in batter. It's
Is
like
it in
a
the
funnel
song?
cake.
It's not in the song. It's not a baseball food. It's not in the song.
Well,
and corn dogs.
hot dogs are not in the song either, right?
And I don't know if a hot dog's actually a baseball food.
Just peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. And the other one that would be, I consider it would probably be pretzels.
Pretzels.
Pretzels were definitely, especially where I grew
pretzels
up.
a baseball
Where I
food?
grew up, you had to get a pretzel. Like this is going to Mets games or Phillies games. You had to get a pretzel. You got a hot pretzel with mustard.
I do love a pretzel.
It was incredible. Salted or not
really
salted?
I went and got a dozen bagels from Bagel Bin over the weekend.
They're awesome.
And they had some
Were they sliced?
They had,
Good people.
Yes, they
Did
were
you pay
sliced.
extra?
No, I did not. They were, although they did ask, like, hey, we want to slice these. I'm like, yeah. And at the register, they had some pretzels. They had some pretzels made up. I was like, I'm interested.
The only corn dog I've ever appreciated in my life was we went to a place, this is years ago, where they actually used funnel cake batter. That was delicious.
Interesting.
But I am not a fan of that type of batter. Like, for example, like if you're going to get, I don't know, barbecue, and they give you the offer of you're going to get cornbread or you're just going to get bread. I never get cornbread.
Really?
Because I grew up with...
Just too sweet? Or?
Well, no, that's just it. It's not sweet enough.
Mm.
So the cornbread, where I was growing up, my grandmother would cut the cornbread with white cake mix. That's why her cornbread was so popular among people, especially for fish fries, because she cut it with the white cake mix.
Okay.
Not just Jiffy. And that's not how they make it. And I always think it's dry.
Yeah.
Unless you got a bunch of butter
You have
on
to
it.
do it right.
Yeah, it's too dry for me. And so I'm just not a corn dog. Even when we had it in school, which was rare in school, but I would never choose the corn dog.
Okay, so we are, and here's another thing to shamelessly plug, by the way.
Okay.
Going to the Crown next week.
I know.
Gonna visit
Can't
with
wait
our
for you,
friends
Connor.
at Circus Sports and
How
gonna,
long are you staying there?
like all the way until
That's what I'm asking.
if they make the final,
Mhm.
4 days.
Wow.
It's plenty long enough for me.
It's still $1 million, or is it more or less now?
I think it's less. I want to say it's
'Cause
300.
it's fewer teams.
I think it's 300,000.
300
Yeah,
or
'cause it's like half-
500,000?
It's half the teams, right? It was last year.
Yes, it
Okay.
is exactly half the team. So we're visiting with our friends out at Circus Sports. And
Yeah.
we thank them, and they have a great setup at Stadium Swim, which you've heard about many times. At Stadium Swim, if you order food there, if you get a cabana, they have the menu for you.
Mhm.
One of the options is lobster corn dogs. Okay,
Oh, wow.
Oh my!
I'll show you a picture of this.
I might reconsider. I'd probably.
I saw it on the menu and I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
I was just like
I hope
automatic.
it's not too much bread to the amount of crab meat
It was.
or lobster. excuse me.
You could tell it was still a corn dog,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
But it was definitely a lobster corn dog. It was
Stadium
good.
Swim is the greatest creation for man
It's
since
genius.
Eve.
It's genius.
Literally, since the last time they took one of our ribs, it was. It is incredible. You go there and you're just like, oh, so this is what heaven's like.
So
Okay, cool.
I haven't done an NFL Sunday there,
Oh,
but I did at the sports book one
Yeah,
day, and I felt like my eyes were going to.
were you there for the Creighton game?
We were there for the Creighton game in in November.
Oh, okay.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, that's what we were there.
Yes.
I was there for that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
That was when
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
you on the flight back.
Yeah.
And but I've never done an NFL Sunday there, and I want to do an NFL Sunday there.
And we got free comped everything.
Yeah.
Everything was comped. We didn't pay for anything.
We love our
It
friends
was-
at Circa, folks.
It was they were the first app to give you the early lines for football games.
Yeah,
College football
they
games. They
have
were the first one to do it.
They have the thing on Twitter. The I love how they put up their lines.
It was awesome. That's how a lot of times I would get the line early for the Nebraska game from when Circa's app first came out.
an incredible sports book.
It is incredible.
An incredible place. So, by the way, I'll be up there next week. But anyway, lobster corn dogs. Okay, Michael, I have a question for you.
Oh, real quick, by the way, Arkansas and Illinois have already played, so I can't use either one of them
Oh, in your survivor
for
pool.
tomorrow. Yeah.
So
So I have the choices are Texas, Purdue,
I think you should go with
Illinois,
Nebraska.
Nebraska. That's who I have right now. I'm not going to go Arizona or Houston because I have both of them advancing to the next round.
Okay, what's the chemistry though of Purdue? Like you can't pick the same team twice, and you
Can't pick the same team twice. No, I have not picked.
Is there
Purdue.
any other rules?
No, that's it. You can't pick the same team twice. So Texas, Purdue.
But you said that you might pick Texas.
I do because I think Texas could upset Purdue. I just believe Texas can beat anybody. I thought that during the regular season when I watched them play. I love them against NC State in the play-in game, and then I have them at this. This is where I have them losing in my bracket though to Purdue. But I wouldn't be surprised. And if I took Texas, the reason why I'm leading in a couple of different bracket contests is my run with Texas. I believe because there's nobody else that has Texas where I have Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if I took Texas and they were to win, I'd be so far ahead. I would have so many great choices.
Interesting.
Yeah. But Nebraska, who I have right now, let me look. Nebraska currently is picked by 28.47% of the people
Wow.
overall in the nation.
Oh.
Yeah. Purdue has
Oh, you just mean like of people picking that game or people picking all of
this
them?
round.
Okay.
Picking this round.
Oh, that's a pretty high percentage.
It's high because Iowa's 4.5. Purdue is 37%. Arizona, the highest one is Purdue, by the way.
That is
Purdue's the highest.
That is the Nebraska fans making an impression on everybody.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. They skew everything.
28%.
It doesn't matter what it is. If Nebraskans can vote on it or bet on it, they will skew it.
By the way, Debo wrote in. He said, "I'm tuning out if we're slandering corn dogs." That's
I'm sorry. That's one thing I just don't appreciate. I will take the hot dog out of it and eat the hot dog.
Nick from St. Louis says baseball foods: hot dog, peanuts, nachos, popcorn, and pretzels. Although he says iffy. I haven't seen a corn dog for sale at Busch Stadium. Oh yes, you have, Nick.
I've never seen one in Citi Field that I can remember. But I always get the same thing. When
If
I
you go up to the
Citi
hot
Field.
dog stand and tell them you want a corn dog, they'll give you a corn dog.
Really? I don't think I've ever seen it.
They don't.
They don't have corn dogs at the Schwab, do they?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't remember
I've
seeing
never
them.
seen one. At
I've got a
Schwab.
corn dog at Warner Park multiple times, and
They do a lot of food there.
I enjoy
because
it.
they have stations of different kinds of food.
And so we will get some of that coming up in just a little bit. Okay, here's my question for you. So we potentially, speaking of college basketball, we have one blue blood job that is open. That's North Carolina. We have another blue blood job that is potentially going to be open in Kansas if Bill Self retires, which I think is going to happen at this point. North Carolina and Kansas are going to be open. This is going to completely dictate what happens in the coaching cycle.
It's one of the four big blue bloods, really,
Absolutely.
in terms of blue.
Oh yeah. It's there's no doubt. It's one of the best jobs in the country still. So part of me wonders, if the potential coaches look at that job and they say at North Carolina, well, Hubert Davis did okay. Do I want to leave my spot right now? And then there is all of the, those coaches who are in their good spots right now. Coaches like, and let me pull up the list of candidates that they were throwing out there last night. I mean, some of the best coaches in the country already.
Oh, the top seven
at high major jobs.
Yeah,
We're talking about Tommy Lloyd, Dusty May, TJ Otzelberger, Todd Golden, who literally won a national championship last year, Nate Oates, Graham McCaslin, Dan Hurley. I mean,
and TJ has the lowest buyout at $4
Otzelberger.
million.
Otzelberger,
At $4 billion.
And so, I do wonder how many of those coaches look at those guys are mostly pretty young, and they look at their spots and they say, well, I think I could win a national championship here.
Sure.
Like, what is it about Kansas and North Carolina? There's the history. There is, I think they appeal to that specific age of coach, but chances are they're going to get what they want. both of those jobs.
And the chances are is they'll blow the pick.
And chances are they screw it up.
So you look at North Carolina and what they've been since Dean, and obviously they've won a national championship and they've gotten the Final Fours. But for whatever reason, when you look at North Carolina, the pressure to, 1, beat Duke, right? 2, to advance to the Final Four every year is incredible. I would not want the Kansas job only because I have to live in Kansas, which I wouldn't want to do. But I think that's the better job.
Really?
I do, because I think North Carolina's pressure is far greater than what Kansas's pressure is. You got to beat Missouri if you play Missouri. But, I mean, other than that, you're playing in a situation where I think you have house money more at Kansas.
At North Carolina, like, I don't feel like that's an overly hostile. Obviously,
that fan base is incredibly rabid.
They're really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like it's on the same scale as Kentucky.
No. It's at the South. It's North Carolina. Kentucky is the South.
Right. So I look at Kentucky as like the gold standard of these people are insane.
Yeah. And they do have the Louisville thing too, where they have to beat Louisville whenever they play them.
And so there's just so much more. I mean, people are talking about what they do with Pope. He's been there for 1 year.
I know.
He's been there for 2 years.
Yeah. No, I think the North Carolina job is a harder job. I think there's more pressure in it. And there's a better chance you fail and you're gone in 2 or 3 years, no matter who you are, than going to Kansas.
Kansas has done it. You know, they've gotten each of their last 2, obviously, right.
Yep. And that's 20 years with the coaches.
Yeah. And same thing with North Carolina, even though Hubert Davis has gone after 5 years.
Yeah, that 1 year, the first year where he went on a run and he beat Duke in that last game for Coach K. And what has he really done since then?
He went to the Sweet 16 in 24.
Yep.
And then 2 first-round losses each of the last 2 years.
Yep. And that's it. So you beat your greatest rival in his final game.
Yeah.
Right? Which should build a trophy / whatever for you.
So peak too early, is this what you're saying?
Well, I think it shows that he did it with the other coaches' players. Right? When you do it that early.
Right.
And now you're in a situation where you got to bring your players in, you've got to coach better, and you got to recruit better, and he hasn't done that. And
I love coaching carousel talk. It's insane that these two jobs are going to be open at the same time. And it's going to throw off the NCAA tournament. Obviously, the coaches all meet at the Final Four and all those different things. I can't wait to see who potentially takes those jobs. And then what happens is there are ripple effects that come off of that. So if Otzelberger, say, goes from Iowa State to North Carolina or whatever, or Kansas or whatever it is, or if Ben McCollum goes from Iowa to Kansas,
how crazy would that be? He's an Iowa guy, and he's already been 1 year at Drake, 1 year there, and then
he says he says that Iowa is his dream.
It's his it's where he's from.
That's where he wants to be.
Give me the comparison. Give me the 2 teams in college football, if the jobs come open, that are similar to being Kansas and North Carolina open in basketball. And I think we had it a couple of years ago.
Ohio State and Alabama, or
well, yeah, Alabama would probably be one of them, but 1 year we had Notre Dame and Alabama, right? What was it?
LSU.
Was it LSU? Or 1 year I know
we had because Kelly went from Notre Dame to LSU,
so that obviously wouldn't have covered it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of two programs that are legendary, that go back to the beginning of basketball at winning championships,
and still have the appeal, like the present day appeal, right, where you could turn it into a national championship winner, like, pretty much right away.
So probably Ohio State or Michigan, one of those two, right? Because they both have that.
Michigan honestly fits the description maybe a little bit better, just because
they haven't won. They won the one national championship.
It's funny because I think Kansas, I think North Carolina, like there's prestige and there's like just kind of a shininess about it.
Yeah.
And
Bill won 2, right?
That's how I think about Michigan.
Bill Self won 2
as well. Bill Self won
2, right?
2, I believe.
Yeah. I think he won 2007 and then 2022.
2007, famously the first Kevin Kugler called.
Yeah, and then they beat North Carolina after they ended Coach K's last run.
Yeah. So he won 2. So that's more of, I guess that's closer to what Michigan is. Michigan's won 1.5 since integration.
Yeah, I like the Kansas to
Ohio
Michigan.
State's won, 3?
Kansas to Michigan basketball to football comp is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, and then North Carolina would be.
Think they created the sport.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. They did. Well,
they literally kind of did. Yeah,
kind of did in a way. Yeah.
Michigan thinks they're God's gift to planet Earth.
And then you have Indiana, which is a legendary program that hasn't won in forever.
Doesn't have the same, and
they don't have blue.
Yeah,
they're red.
So they can't be a blue blood.
So they can't be the blue blood.
They're red blood.
We always joke about that. So it's UCLA, it's Duke, it's North Carolina, it's Kansas.
Yeah.
The Blues.
That's a good list.
It's a lot of championships.
Two of them are going to be open. Nick from St. Louis writes in, he says, I don't know basketball very well. Is there any chance Fred Hoiberg would be a candidate? No. Well, I mean,
I wouldn't think so.
For one of those jobs, I don't know. Probably not. I look at Fred and I say he's pretty well entrenched in what he's doing right now. I think, for the record, Fred ends his coaching career here. But it would be interesting either if it's for those two jobs, one of those two jobs, or if Otzelberger goes and then Iowa State reopens back up and like they have an automatic pull to him because it's their alma mater. I don't think Fred's going anywhere, though.
I don't think so either, especially since you've just given him a new extension. He's got the legend of, his grandfather being here. He's taking him to a place they've never been before. He's going to get a statue. There's no reason. And
No.
The one reason would be you're at a place where you don't think you can get to the / whatever. And he's proving that he can get there here.
Yeah.
So why do you go chase it someplace else?
And that would be my argument for a guy like Otzelberger or Tommy Lloyd or whatever to stay and win at their place. Like if you could win a national championship or get to wherever you want to get to, at Arizona or at Iowa State, then, Arizona is one of the blue blood-ish jobs, I suppose, as well. Then, what's stopping you, especially in this era of college basketball where it's transfer portal and you could redo your roster right overnight if you're hot, if you have momentum, people are investing into your program. All of a sudden you have a X $1 million roster, which is more so than what Kansas would be bringing in or North Carolina would be bringing in. It'd be fascinating to see what happens.
5 out of the top 10 of the money spent in the portal for teams this year didn't get out of the first 2 rounds.
Crazy.
The other 5 are still playing.
Yeah.
So do you even have to be a blue blood anymore?
It doesn't look like it, and that's sort of the point. You might not have to.
You can do it anywhere.
You can win.
You can win in Indiana
anywhere.
football. You can win anywhere else.
Hell, you can win at Nebraska.
You can win in Nebraska.
It's a different time, that's for sure. All right, let's take a break. We'll round out the hour. A couple thoughts from you guys and more on the other side on 1620 The Zone. Well, since Michael is here, I thought we'd check in our local municipalities. Last night when John Schreiner and I were doing the baseball game, we may have stumbled upon something interesting, calling Omaha versus Creighton the streetcar series.
Ooh. I like it. I'm a big fan of streetcars.
Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay.
There was a streetcar update that came through yesterday, and basically, all told here, doesn't seem to me that we're off to a great start in terms of the streetcar.
No.
Certainly
Not surprising.
The energy for the streetcar is seems to be a little bit negative.
It always is
at this moment
when you're redoing all the streets and laying track and all that stuff.
And then people are starting to look at other streetcar projects that have happened around the country.
Mm-hmm.
There was one recently that can't remember what mid-sized city it was, but they completely just scrapped the project.
And they chose to do a streetcar over a light rail because light rail is what's popular now.
Light rail is
it's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
It's so much. You're not laying track. You don't want to lay track.
Right.
Track costs a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
And you have to tear the streets up, which we've seen.
So, city officials, this is from the World Herald, city officials initially expected to pay $41 million for these streetcar actual vehicles.
Yeah, that was never going to happen.
And now the tariffs are starting to hit them.
Yeah.
And
there's only like 2 companies in the country that make them.
And things like that.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you could take the cars from these now defunct streetcar projects across the country or something like that.
Do you know the same company that's fixed the streetcar at New Orleans has done that for 120 years? The exact same company.
That's awesome.
It's in New Orleans. They've done all the repairs on every streetcar in New Orleans for 120 years.
So when you do it for 120 years, nobody really cares about it. Like it doesn't bother anybody.
Yeah, and you don't have to outsource. You don't have to go anywhere else. It's right there in New Orleans.
Right.
Yeah.
During a visit to the World Herald newsroom last week, Mayor John Ewing said that tariffs are, quote, the only question the city is navigating.
Isn't the only?
Is the only.
Really?
The tariffs are
okay.
The only question the city is navigating and assessing the total cost of the streetcar project.
Wow.
Which he expects to be around $421 million.
See, that's not true. Love John. And John was the treasurer for very long.
There's more.
You have to factor in the loss of revenue.
Yeah.
And the pain and suffering that you're causing the people. That has to all be factored in whenever you're doing a project that affects so many people.
Don't you think just the general vibe about it is important too? Like
that's part of the pain and suffering.
Right. I mean, nobody really seemed to want it that much. And
I was excited about it when it was the original way it was going to go. It was going from the zoo to downtown.
Yeah.
It was the Little Italy project from years ago.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was a great idea. It was all 13th Street essentially. I like that idea.
You could connect it to.
And it's 2 places where you need groups of people. Groups of people go to CHI and they go to the Chuck or whatever they're all called now. Or you go to the zoo.
Yeah.
It made sense. The way it's now, I don't understand.
Yeah, that route makes a lot of sense compared to what the project is doing.
Basically from Blackstone to the Chai.
Yeah, it doesn't. First of all, screwing with Farnham was just stupid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Farnham was already a very dangerous street because of the way that it changes.
Oh, yeah.
And
people already have opinions on
exactly. You already
have
have it. Now you're going to screw it up even more. And you have all those businesses you're dealing with too. So the amount of loss of revenue just from those businesses needs to get factored into whatever his number is.
Ewing told the World Herald he expects the streetcar to begin operations in the summer or fall of 2028.
Or 29.
And others said that while they won't get the full basically bill until the project is done, they do not expect the final cost to be wildly different than the original projection of $421 million.
I'm going to go $1 billion. $1 billion costs. That's what it is. It's $1 billion. That's how much it costs.
I would call that wildly different.
That would be wildly different. You know, it's only a few percentage points. That's all it is.
Like 55.
Not a ton. It's a few percentage points in the whole thing when you're basing off of interest.
This thing has been.
It's a boondoggle in many ways.
It's like but it's more of a punchline now.
It is. It's a joke
than it is anything else. That's why it came up last night on our baseball broadcast.
Yeah,
it's a streetcar series
because of the different cooking shows I've done and stuff like that. I know a lot of these people that own these restaurants and these chefs.
I know it's tough,
and they have busted their asses to open these places and keep them open through COVID and dealing with the post-COVID and all of that. And then you say to them, "Oh, by the way, here's another kick in the ass. We're going to do this to you."
Yeah,
it sucks. I just feel so bad for them. And again, I like streetcars. The San Francisco one's great.
I love public transportation.
I do too, especially when it's efficient. This is not an efficient city for public transportation. This never has been. One of the best things they've done is having the express down Dodge, which is good. And I know a lot of kids use it. A lot of students use it. My kids used it when they were leaving Central, before we couldn't pick them up. They didn't have cars. I like it, but it has to be the reason.
You're talking about the Orbit bus?
The Orbit bus. The only reason it works in New Orleans is because we have something called neutral ground, right? Which is the median between two roads.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the streetcar runs. The
it's
reason it
literally
works
its own lane.
The reason why it works in San Francisco, the same truth, right? The reason why the thing they have in Pittsburgh works or wherever else works is because of the way the landscape is. We weren't designed for it. Too old of a city with too narrow of roads. It just wasn't designed for it.
Is it going to have its own lane?
I think so.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Well, you have that bike lane that they're going to take out, I'm assuming.
Thank God.
That bike lane, I believe, has to come out.
Thank God.
And that was just a pilot project. It wasn't actually a fully funded project. So I think that's going to come out and then it'll go there.
They did the one in Kansas City. It runs for a very, very short, stretch of actual territory that covers the city or the downtown area, like downtown Crossroads, and that's pretty much it for the streetcar. And they're on like it's kind of a less driven on street. There are other options, which there are, I suppose.
And it's more
of
a tourist thing, right?
But it is.
It's more of a tourist
thing. So
you're
staying downtown, you want to go get. There's great restaurants at the Crossroads. You hop on the streetcar. I've used it.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was disrupting much, when I went on.
I'm with you on public transportation. I used it most of my life growing up, and it was incredibly efficient for us. And I didn't even have a driver's license until I was 18 because I didn't need one. I didn't need to drive anywhere. I always could jump on the bus or the streetcar. I personally approve of light rail. I think light rail is the way to go. It doesn't cost as much.
Minneapolis.
It can get you places. Denver, I believe.
Yep.
I always get confused if it's Denver or if it's Colorado Springs, but like it's Denver. But every place I've been, I think Dallas has it downtown. Every place that I've been that had light rail looked efficient.
Let's take a break. We will come back. 7 o'clock hour is coming up. Plenty to come on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. Many places. All right, welcome back. 7 o'clock hour of Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Michael Severe this morning alongside Joey Colbert. By the way, we were just discussing this at length during the break, but the Omaha food fight rolls on with presented by Union Bank and Trust, by the way. We are in the Savory 16. Some lively discussions going on about matchups that are going on in the Savory 16. So get in your picks at 1620thezone.com. See if your favorite restaurants advance. And the Eat 8. The Eat 8?
Should be the
Edible 8.
Edible 8.
I remember when we were discussing what to call that last year when we were doing this for the first time. I like the stupidity of Eat 8. So I put my hat on that one, but we went with Edible 8.
I'm looking at this picks. I'm almost positive that Farmer Brown's closed. Didn't it close?
Oh, maybe we could posthumously
Maybe
award
not.
Farmer
Maybe they're
Brown's.
still open. I thought I'd read that they were closing. It's one of the places where my wife went to prom to eat. That's where everybody went. It's in Waterloo. They'd go out to Farmer Brown's.
It's
get
like
a prime
when people
rib.
get voted into the Hall of Fame, like when,
after they passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Otis Redding. He didn't get to the charts until he was already dead.
Otis Redding. When I think of Otis Redding, I think about
Pretty in Pink.
Okay, so we were sitting at, I think it was in not that Vegas is going to come up again, but we were sitting in Vegas. You know how everything is just has a beat to it in Vegas, and there was like the DJ was doing a club version of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
No way.
And I thought, like, what would Otis Redding be thinking right now?
Yeah.
If he heard this.
Otis Redding is one of the sad stories. And I always try to talk about this, is that if you have kids, make sure they learn how to swim. And I say that even more so for African Americans, because a lot of African American kids don't swim because their parents don't, and a lot of them drown across the country. It's a serious problem. If Otis Redding could swim, he would have lived. They crashed into the water. The only person who could swim was one of the members of the Barkays, who lived. Everybody else died because they couldn't swim.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah,
how
they
he
crashed
died.
into a body of water, which is somewhere in Ohio, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But they drowned, essentially. It wasn't the crash that killed them.
Wow.
They couldn't swim. Dang. Learn how to swim. Teach your kids to swim, please.
Swimming lessons.
Swimming lessons are incredibly important.
I did swimming lessons, and I wasn't even really like conscious for it. I don't remember it at all, but I still remember how to swim.
How old is the girl? Your little girl?
She is like almost 2.
Oh yeah,
she's a year and a half.
She should already be in swimming lessons.
Yeah, we haven't tossed her in the pool yet.
Yeah, they have the swimming lessons where they turn
She
them how to
does
flip,
love
flip,
the
flip
water,
over.
so we'll do that.
They teach them how to flip over as babies, and then
Have
you move
seen
on
the
from there.
videos where they just toss the kids into the water?
That's how I learned how to swim. My dad threw me in the water, and he couldn't swim.
That is crazy to me. I would be freaked out.
It freaks me out. The thought of it freaks me out. But we went through all these different places. There's a private swimming instructor off of about 108th and Pacific. She's got a pool built into her house, and she's been giving swimming lessons for 40 years in Omaha. She's taught so many people, and that's where my kids went.
Interesting. Oh, by the way, we get a text from John here. It says Farmer Brown's is not closed.
Not closed. Okay, sorry.
All right.
There's
not close Farmer
Sorry
Brown's.
about that. I apologize, Farmer Brown.
Continue to vote for it in the Savory 16 of the Omaha Food Fight presented by Union Bank and Trust. Should we take a call? Let's see if Jesse is still here on the Prairie Fire Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Jesse. Good morning. I figured Jesse might be gone because we stopped talking about the streetcar. He was going to ask, I think, about the cost.
It will be
ride.
free here, correct?
Yeah.
I believe that is the case.
And that's the buses for the most part, at least for all the students, are free here. If you're a student, it's
the
student
Orbit
ID.
bus thing is. Yeah.
I know that if you're a student, all the buses are free. All you need is your ID.
That's nice. Okay. So, Michael, as we talked about, spring games coming up on Saturday. I'm not sure how much you have opined on this topic, but it seems to be the thing that everybody is talking about right now. There is not much energy for Nebraska football at the moment as we lead into spring football. Could we square that up first with your memory of like where the energy has been in the past? Are we at an all-time low right now since you've been around?
Ooh.
Just as far as like it not being at the front of mind for people?
I always tell people the year that I remember, I moved here in 2002. So that's the 7-7 year. And as Coach Osborne once said to me, oh, so it's your fault. But 03, I remember it. There was this feeling of who are all these new coaches they're bringing in? what direction is it going? They just went 7-7. They just lost to Eli Manning in the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Bossier City. There was a weird feeling in 2003. It was only my second year here.
Yep.
Other than that, I can't think of a year except maybe Scott's third year. Maybe
going into 20,
going into 2021, right?
Well, yeah, 20 would have been his third year, but
okay. So going into that year, maybe there was kind of that feeling, but I can't remember it ever being like this for the spring game, because even the year where you had the construction going on and North Stadium was closed, right? Even then, remember, every time Callahan had a spring game, they brought in 100 visitors.
Yeah.
They loved bringing in visitors for spring
And they're
game.
still going to do a little bit of that, it sounds like this
but
week.
not to the level of what that was back then. So
it's not as big of a showcase as it used to be.
It's not. But I don't remember ever the feeling being, well, one, people are mad you're talking about football, which is strange.
Very different.
Because normally wherever I go, people want to discuss what's happening with the football program, how they're going to be, how many wins they're going to have. And now people are almost like, let's just talk about the basketball program.
It's great. I haven't really thought about it that much. I'm sure you have. You're right. People normally would be asking you around this time of year, you go out in public and they'd say, what do you think? 7, 8 wins, something like that, 9 wins. What do you think? Can they get to 10 or something like that?
And it was a new quarterback.
I haven't really thought about it. I haven't even really considered what my number would be just off the top of my head at this moment.
Oh, so yeah,
I'm basically in default mode.
The afternoon show talks about it a lot.
I know.
So we talk about it on there, but I have not had one person ask me my thoughts on Anthony Calandria since
they got
January. Because when they first got him, I went over a lot about the turnover stuff, and I was kind of leading the turnover issues and posting a lot about it.
Yeah.
And they had questions then, but since then I have not heard from anybody.
So what do you think the effect of that is? And obviously basketball is an important piece of this. So when basketball ends their season, whether it's this weekend or next, people will slowly transition into football mode, which I think is fine for like the talkosphere around here, because it just kind of shortens the offseason a little bit. It makes it maybe a little bit less grueling.
Oh yeah.
But are there any long or short-term effects of just people not having the energy for Nebraska football right now?
I just think it's going to bounce back. It always will be.
Yeah.
It's all we have going on that time of year.
So you think we'll get closer and closer to the season, and there will be some hype and there will be some energy.
There'll be lots of excitement. Yeah, they will be. And even coming off of, depending what happens, obviously, in the Sweet 16 game, if Nebraska loses to Iowa, obviously the conversation will be the tragedy of that and losing to Iowa and dealing with all of that. That'll be your conversation. But that will end pretty quickly. And then you will look back and say, well, how'd the spring game
There's
go?
no doubt that people will get over, as crazy as this might sound right now, people will get over the basketball loss whenever it happens.
Oh, yeah, because they've already won 2 games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's been a wildly successful
season. And even though it's Iowa, which is the harder part of the loss, I think, people will get over it. But then you'll have highlights from the spring game. You'll have press conferences from the spring game. You'll have that conversation. And then remember, we're going to hit the summer. And what are you doing?
Talking about college football.
You'll be talking about college football in the season coming up. Different things will happen, lines for games, times for games, and then everybody will get excited. The one concern I have a little bit is, have people already reached the point where and I said this to Josh before, where they already know the end of the book.
Yep.
But they just don't, we haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
And I hope that's not the feel. Because listen to me, and I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to call you a homer, or they're going to say that you're drinking Kool-Aid. This team actually has potential. As hard as the schedule is, the further well, and with the way the offensive line looks based off period, simply on paper, you've got 5 guys who've all started in Power 4 football. You've got a defensive line that has many more bodies than it had last year. You've got a veteran secondary. You finally have speed at the linebacker position. You're loaded at wide receiver, hopefully. I know we've said that before. And you have a quarterback who is going to put up huge numbers across the board. He's a stat filler, like a baseball player that gets everything, right? He's going to throw you touchdowns. He's going to run. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to fumble. He's going to do all that stuff. It's going to be exciting as hell. You can win 8 games. You can. The schedule isn't crazy. You lose to your 4 best teams, the 4 ranked teams.
Watch out for the schedule fearmongers.
I know.
They'll get you.
You don't know. You don't know what those teams will be like when the season starts.
Correct.
So I just hope people aren't to the point where they just have said, obviously Matt Rule's not going to work. We're just throwing him out. We'll wait to see who the next coach is.
I would imagine that if we were talking about football, Nebraska football at the regular volume that we would normally be around this time of year, I probably would have started to convince myself in sort of what you said. I don't know about 8 wins or whatever, but if there's one thing that I do like, and if there's one thing that has been the catalyst, or one of the catalysts for good or bad seasons around here for a long time, I do think they're going to have a pretty good offensive line.
I do too.
That is really the start of my optimism. I don't know how the offense comes together and Calandria and, doing all those different things, but I do think they have a really good base to go off of as far as the offensive line is concerned. And so, yeah, you're right. People will come back around to it in the summer and as we go into the fall, and then they won't, as much as we can tell them, or as Rule will tell them, or as Jeep Wade will tell them, they probably won't believe us. And that's to your other point. Do people have people already sort of written off the Matt Rule era?
Right. And I feel a lot of people have.
Yeah. I think, once the talking, once the sort of mindset moves in that direction, it's just really hard to come back from. Like we see stuff from people all the time who comment and interact with our shows who are just like, I don't want to hear this guy talk anymore. Once you have that realization in your mind, I don't think you're not coming back probably. Right. I'm just annoyed. You ever get to that point with somebody in one of your relationships in your life who's like, everything you're saying right now is annoying me.
Bill Simmons.
Everything you're saying right now is annoying me.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if I agree with you or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Right. So here's a couple things. One, and I listen to Locked On a lot. I know you guys have your feelings about the run game. I know you have your feelings about the running backs.
I have concerns.
You guys have concerns, and I understand that. The reason why you should not be as concerned is twofold. One, Jeep Wade and what he has done with offensive line, blocking, and scheme, and combine that with the mobile quarterback. Mobile quarterback in general produces for the running backs about 20% more yards than they have without him, right? So that's already a benefit. And then you have Jeep Wade, who has proven as an offensive line coach by the systems he runs, to produce both a running quarterback who can put up numbers and backs that can put up numbers. So that's part of your confidence. And if you really believe that those 5 guys that are starting are better, there's a belief that the running backs are going to produce more because of those 3 things.
Oh, but what if they would have gone out and got a more established running back?
Well,
like that.
Do you have to have, the question is, do you have to have an established running back? I posted about this freshman year to sophomore year, right? There's been a number of guys throughout the country that had very unproductive first years and then had breakout second years. Either they were behind a bunch of other backs or they just didn't play at all.
Which in the case of these guys,
they were behind the best back in the Big Ten. And so because of that, they haven't had a chance. They could have it. The Ole Miss running back who went to Missouri, I believe, first, right?
Lacey.
Didn't do anything
He's
there.
Committed to Nebraska.
Yes, he was. Didn't do anything there. Then came to Ole Miss. Got put in the right system, blew up.
Yeah.
Emmett Johnson sitting behind 4 other backs. Emmett Johnson was back number 4 going into the season 2 seasons ago and becomes Big Ten running back of the year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys throughout the country. Not every running back comes in as a freshman and succeeds.
It's funny, Michael, though. Like I do think Nebraska's had only a couple really great running back seasons over the last decade, right? And it feels like, Ozigbo 18 and then, Emmett last year, they come to mind first. It feels like in both of those cases, they almost stumbled upon them. They were almost like, well, because, Ozigbo wasn't the starter in 18. It was Bell who quit.
Right.
And then
went to San Diego, actually had a decent end of his career.
And Emmett was always going to be the starter at the start of last year, but started to get more and more work at the end of the year before.
Right.
And it just felt like, oh, okay, wow. Oh, we might have something
but
here.
That's happened for a lot. That's happened a lot, though.
Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
In the history of Nebraska, that's happened a lot.
Yes.
I can go back to Coy Ross, who Coy Ross wasn't the starter, And then that Iowa State game happens in 2004, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, Corey Ross is the guy. He's going to be the guy the rest of the year. That's happened then. It happened even if you go back to the Weebacks, you go back to like 91, the same thing happened there where you didn't know who the guy was going to be, and all of a sudden Derek Brown breaks out and you've got a couple backs, right? So I think that's something that happens at the running back position more than anywhere else. And there is a really good chance that Jamal Rule can be a good first freshman, right? First freshman year, or you're going to have one of the guys who didn't get a chance to play last year all of a sudden get a bunch of carries, and he does take the mantle of being the man.
Right.
Because it's the hardest mantle to take.
I mean, they're going to have to. That's their only choice. And,
Yeah.
and that was I think, my gripe in the offseason. Like, if you add one more guy,
And that guy might not play, though.
I said established before. I just wanted another option.
Yeah, and that guy might not play. You have 5 guys right now who you believe can play, right? You have 5 guys. You bring a new guy in. Where does he fit?
Right.
Does he automatically come in? Do you pay him more money? This is the other thing.
Well, remember,
now, you pay him more money?
They wondered about that when they brought in Dowdell.
Yep.
Where does Dowdell go? Is he the third guy? Is he the
and
fourth?
Dowdell did have a prescription, though, right? He was a certain kind of back that played in certain moments.
And then, but then
that's what Marty Brown would have been too.
He ended up being important.
Yeah, Marty Brown. If they bring Marty Brown in last year, I think it's much more critical because their biggest struggle was what? Low
Short
red
yardage.
zone, right? So low red zone, you put him in there. Say he gets 6 more touchdowns. It's a different season.
It is.
There's 3 times in a Michigan game where you should have been able to produce and you didn't. If Marty Brown's your running back, maybe you do. So that's this year. I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't think you need that specific back because you believe you have him in Quentin Ives. Now, is he the guy? We'll see, but they believe they have him.
And you also have some quarterback run game to
That's the biggest part of it. I'm telling you, man. Quarterback run game puts so much stress on the defense, on the edges. It forces you to do so many things that you don't do before, that your running backs are going to get screens. They're going to get plays out of the backfield. They're going to get everything that's going to be better because of the fact that you have the threat of watching that quarterback.
Yeah. So there you go. By the way, we haven't done a segment like that in a long time. Of course, thank you, Michael Severe, for bringing the football to the.
I love the football.
The football is great.
I introduced to the 1620 The Zone in 2005. Football every day. No matter what day, no matter what time of the year was, we did football every day. That was our thing.
I think I'm not sure that we've had a football topic. I mean, outside of our guests, I'm not sure that we've had a football topic in a week or so. We've been hooping.
It's been a while.
Joey, could you confirm this?
Yeah, I can confirm it.
Yeah,
we got to thank Nebraska basketball for thriving.
Yeah,
making a huge run.
And
They're
I love
still
basketball,
playing.
but I mean, there's no life without football.
I
don't know how to say it to you. There's no life without football. By the way, I was looking this up. Do you know Sonic has 99-cent corn dog Thursdays?
I do know that, actually.
I actually do know that. Someone sent me that message on Facebook.
My wife takes advantage of that from time to time. She loves going to Sonic to get drinks and occasionally.
Does she go to happy hour?
Yeah.
Oh, that's happy hour is awesome at Sonic.
Yeah, I love
underrated breakfast burrito, by the way.
Cherry limeade. I agree.
Underrated
breakfast in general.
Yeah, it's a big burrito. They give you fresh cut jalapenos inside of it too.
By the way, Sith Destroyer writes in on YouTube. He says this entire segment by Severe is incredible delusion.
Okay.
Yeah, Severe, you're delusional.
I've said this before.
You're delulu.
And I'll say it again. What are you going to do when you're wrong? Are you just going to go, oh, I never was wrong. I've always loved this team. They're going to be fine. Or are you going to admit that you were the person that's saying, oh, there's no way this is going to work?
We will find out from Sith Destroyer.
We'll find out.
We'll put it on the board. We'll say, what is Sith Destroyer going to do when they're not that bad? I don't even know what happens when
they start 5-0? What happens if they start 5-0?
What happens if they start
5-0? This is the best chance they've ever had, obviously under Rule, in a long time, to start 5-0.
Okay.
With the schedule the way it's set up.
We will indeed see. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Take thoughts from you all. 402-951-1620. Plenty to come on 1620 The Zone. But first, a word from our friends at Underdog Fantasy, where the tournament is back. The upsets are inevitable, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in Nebraska. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get those picks right. You could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Take a look at the board this upcoming weekend or next or anywhere beyond. Once again, you're looking at a very simple game, higher or lower, and it's all up to you. And there's a little added bonus for you. Download the app today. Use promo code Happer1620 to score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code Happer 1620. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com for details. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit ncpgambling.org.
Can I give you guys props?
Yeah.
So
Please.
I truly believe the number one most valuable thing when it comes to being a coach and running a program is being able to adjust on the fly, in-game adjustments, right? And the fact that you guys made the adjustment to pick a headline, have Joey give the two headlines, and then you read it was probably the best move so far in the early show.
We're just figuring each other out.
Heck of adjustment you made on the fly there.
Yes.
Realizing that Joey occasionally would get ahead of himself in the way that he read, trying to channel Nick. In the reading.
that is true. That is true. I'm trying to channel the good old Nick Grimm whenever he does content.
Don't read. Yeah, don't do that.
I've learned my lesson.
Yeah. So give it to the guy who's a professional reader.
That's all I do. I just read.
Yeah, and you give the choices. You guys make the choice, and then you read it. I mean, that thought. I remember standing up that morning and going, "What an adjustment! Heck of an in-game move there, guys. Whoever did it, Coach of the Year."
I'm a big fan of consistency. I like to do the same thing over and over and over again.
Sure.
But you tweak and you figure things out.
This is a solid tweak.
This is the beauty of having a show every single day. You can kind of just play around and see what works.
It was a good tweak. I don't know if it was recognized by everyone out there, but as someone who is a P1 and that's there most mornings, I really appreciate it.
People hear things, especially if you're listening all the time. That's for sure. By the way, quick reminder here: the Husker tailgate party is coming up tomorrow, game day, from Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill. John and Nick will be out there. Josh will be doing the show from Houston, so you can hear that show live from Oscars. Of course, Nebraska and Iowa coming up a little bit later on. But get your tailgate on at Oscars 168th and Center tomorrow from 2 until 5. Of course, leading up to Westwood One's coverage of the tournament. Also,
did Oscars not make the bracket?
Oh, good question. Check that out in the Omaha food
right
fight.
now.
They may have won last year or something like that, and they maybe weren't included. I'm not sure. Also, Central Nebraska, we get you covered. 97.7 The Zone listeners can join the Husker tailgate party at Bandit Sports Bar in Grand Island, starting at 3 tomorrow at 1016 Dyers Ave, just west of Highway 281.
Shout out to my friends in Seward. Love you all.
You think Seward? Seward's not getting us.
They are getting. I talked to a buddy of mine. He got it
on 97.7.
Mm-hmm.
Seward's not that close to Grand Island.
I'm telling you, they got it.
Well, it's good. Maybe 97.7's got a big stick.
He listened to it and he goes, "Did you realize that the Zone was on?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've heard the commercials. I've heard people talk." Yeah,
this is great.
Yeah,
we are starting to hear more and more from our friends in Central Nebraska, which is fantastic.
Central Nebraska.
We should make Ian write another parody song or another song for Central
Nebraska.
Yeah, by the way, Ian, if you're just waking up and if you're listening to this now, Michael has, I believe, already submitted you for an award this morning.
The show, but he's part of the show.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
It's a People's Choice Award for podcast production.
And what is the award called again? It's called the People's Choice Award.
But then it's got another name and
a specific entity that puts this on.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. It's like,
how do I start to win? I'm at the point in my life where I want to start winning awards, Michael. How do I
win awards?
How do I start winning awards?
Well, first of all, you have to have people to nominate you.
How do I do that? Does anybody like me enough to nominate?
You have to. Well, that whole Creighton thing hurts.
I know.
But
it's really killing me these days.
The best thing to do, the Weebies. That's what it's called.
Okay. The Weebies.
You have to basically put yourself out there. You got to say, I'd love to win an award.
All right. Well,
you could also nominate yourself.
I don't want to do that.
You can do it.
And I also don't want to say I want to win an award. But
Why not?
But I do secretly want to win an award, even though I just told you out loud and the world.
I still have
It's nice to win awards.
I won a Nebraska Broadcasters Award for a piece I did back when I was in Albuquerque. I still have that. It's a glass thing. It's very nice. First place.
Well, glass thing.
I've
only ever got a plaque.
Broadcast NMBA award.
So the Nebraska Broadcasters Association awards are just plaques.
Oh, just a plaque?
Yeah, yes. I got one.
Joey's got a plaque.
Yeah, I got a plaque for doing a story on the 10-year anniversary of UNO dropping football and wrestling.
I remember that day.
Try to interview Trev Alberts. That did not work.
Maybe that's part of the reason why Trev got booed.
Yeah, it
I remember that day so well, man. Wow. What that day was. Have you ever gone to a news release or a press conference and you really don't know what it's about?
Wasn't that 15? Was it 11?
It was 11.
Yeah, it was 2011.
So it was probably about 15 years ago now.
Yeah. Do you remember? So we got it was at the Thompson Alumni Center.
Yeah.
And we're all going there and we have some idea of what's happening because they had already done the research project on whether or not football could move to Division I. They did it. St. Cloud did it. Other schools had done it as well. So they were trying to figure out if they could do it. So we knew that there was going to be this announcement. There was a lot of debate on whether or not it was going to actually be that, right? If it was going to be them trying to move up or if they were going to do something else. None of us knew about wrestling. No one knew about wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I remember Tom Chisel had written a story in the World Herald and wrestling wasn't in there. And when we heard wrestling, and remember the night before they had won the Division II title again.
Yeah.
And we're all
that was
there.
the shocking part of it.
And we're all there like, wait a minute, football is completely going away and wrestling's going away.
Yeah.
I remember being standing outside the Thompson Center. It was me. I think Kevin was there. 3 other people were there. And we're basically just talking to Trev. And thinking to myself.
He did like he didn't do a formal.
He did a formal thing, but then outside, going to the car, we were just talking. And I remember because we had Trev, we did a whole thing when Trev took over and we had all the coaches from all the different teams all going out to some sports park, might have been DJs. And we interviewed all of them. And I remember sitting there talking to him and that going, do you realize your legacy now is
what you just
ending
did.
Football in the state of Nebraska, plus the most successful program in UNO history.
Yeah.
And then I also
immediately after winning a national championship.
And remember, I also was close with Damon. Damon's dad won the first title for them as a coach in wrestling. Yep. It was just the weirdest. It's a weird feeling that I still feel the way I did that day. I'm like,
it's amazing. I remember going to UNO football games as a kid, and it was so weird when it was gone. But it's crazy now that university has transformed itself so much.
Yes.
That feels foreign now.
It actually don't no one yell at me, and I hope Chris Bober doesn't hear this, but it actually was the right thing. For what they wanted to be and where they wanted to go financially, it was actually the right thing.
Well, look at what everybody's doing now. I mean, they would have wanted to move up to Division I anyway at some point.
And it was so expensive to go to 1AA, and they knew this based off of what they had.
And somebody has to be the person to do it.
And he was the one to do it. Yeah. Yeah. And in the end, now they're led obviously by their wrestling. They're led by hockey. They've got this great building. They have this great facility for baseball and softball. Basketball's gotten to the tournament once. Yeah. I guess it's worked out.
And I would imagine they're gonna, try to continue the upward mobility. I think they probably have some
to another conference,
to a different conference.
Yeah, sure.
Summit League is on skates a little bit. Let's take a phone call on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Here's Nebraska ball, Mike. Hi, Mike. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Last time I heard you, bro, you were crying.
Well.
The last time I heard you were very emotional about our friend Gary.
Well, that's so personal. I heard him on the other show. I know he's okay.
He's fine. I saw him last night.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He'll be fine.
Now, for everybody that doesn't know, look up Marlon Briscoe and look up the Denver Broncos.
Omaha University's own Marlon Briscoe.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, what in the name of Mike Giselle and Andre Woolridge is going on?
Iowa versus Nebraska in the Sweet 16.
That's
Mike.
hilarious.
That's what's going on.
That's hilarious.
What world is going on?
You have to be in a place that you never thought you would be. Excited, nervous. What's your overall feeling?
I am. I'm petrified.
I was petrified.
I'm petrified. I'm glad it's not Creighton. I'm glad it's not Creighton. John Bishop, I saw the headline yesterday. You're the one crying because we can do in a year what you've had 25 years to do in camp.
Well, they did they went to the Elite Eight, and they were one shot, away
They've
from
gone to the Elite Eight, but they've had 25 years to really run circles around us. And if we match them in a year, they're going to be pissed.
I don't know if they'll be pissed, Mike.
I mean, they have been successful for like a lot of years.
Yeah. I mean, if you take the last 10 years.
What they've done.
I will say, Mike, I said this the other day. Like, speaking as a Creighton fan, I am definitely jealous of what's going on right now.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about that. I have to admit that. But like, I don't think it's this. I mean, it's obviously a huge inflection point for Nebraska as a program, but it's not like, oh my God, they caught us and, or that type. I guess I don't think about it that way. I don't know.
Connor, did you grow up here?
Yeah. I grew up in
Connor
Omaha.
went to Central, the greatest high school in all the state.
That's right.
You remember Phillips 66 Big 12 Saturdays?
Sure.
Big 8 Saturdays?
I do occasionally,
Yeah,
yes. Playing Kansas. That was usually when I would watch Nebraska basketball.
Who used to call those games?
A lot of different people.
You remember a guy named Reed Geddes?
Yeah, Reed.
No,
Houston, University of Houston. Reed Geddes.
Do you ever think that he thought that Nebraska would be a game away from playing him in the tournament?
Now that is a question.
I'd have to ask Reed.
Do you think Reed Geddes ever thought Nebraska would make the Elite Eight?
Shoot, man. Thank you for giving me Reed Geddes. I hadn't thought about Reed in forever.
I miss hearing him.
He could shoot, man. Damn.
I don't know where he is now. I don't know what he's doing now.
He's probably somewhere shooting.
That is a great.
It's a great pull.
Okay, Mike. Thank
you, Mike.
Great to hear from
Appreciate
you, Mike.
it, man. Take care. Good luck tomorrow.
It's a great idea. You go back and you interview the dudes who did like the Phillips 66 halftime shows or the old like Big 12 days with Doc or whatever or Barry.
That'd be awesome.
And you're like, what do you think?
This is incredible, isn't it?
What do you look at when you see Nebraska right now and they tell all these stories about how crappy Nebraska was? And be like, I truly cannot believe it.
I told that story on Monday about the Texas game back in 2005 where they're leading Texas by, 8-10. Texas throws on the zone. They don't score for like 12 minutes. They show Barry Collier on the sideline, has no idea what to do against the zone. And we're yelling at the TV, post somebody at the free throw line. What are you doing?
It's called the high post, Barry.
Come on. But yeah, that's what they would tell stories like that. Reed Geddes. Wow.
Oh man.
What a callback.
I imagine for people like Mike and a lot of Nebraska basketball diehards this week, you've had some images flash through your mind of times at the Devaney Center where, it was a Tuesday night in November and they're playing God knows who. And
did you go there very often ever?
Yeah, I would go to games as a student when I was there, and then probably a year or two before. And then, so when I was a student, toward the end of my time as a student, Pinnacle Bank Arena opened. Yeah. And so we would go to there.
Did you ever go there when it was muddy and you had to walk across that board from where the media parking was, and they were like boards.
I never went there as a media
to get through. It was so muddy that they had like these boards you had to walk.
I do
on.
know what you're talking about. That side.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god!
Because I've gone
is a real stadium. Arena.
They had me do gymnastics or wrestling PA once, and I went in that side door with all the they keep all the storage stuff down there or whatever, and I'm like, what is going on? The parking lot, it makes no sense. People are just parked wherever they want to park.
That place was a mess. Your story about doing wrestling PA and then I'm asking you to do wrestling.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't in my bag.
I can't do it.
I'm sorry. I would like to, but can't do that.
That was when I was in college on the BTN.
Yeah. I know the feeling, man. I did sports I never should have done. I did tennis once. I called tennis on TV in college. And I was a tennis player, so that was good.
Okay.
But they asked me to do some other stuff, and I was like, I don't have that in my bag. I don't know about that sport.
I wouldn't be able to do this justice. It's probably best to just take the video feed.
That's good. That's good by you. That's good by you. Very smart. Very smart.
I don't want that on tape. And you never knew, because sometimes they would take how the BTN Student U thing used to work. I don't know how it works now.
Yeah.
But they would take some of those games and then put them on the BTN. They would put them on TV.
Right.
And so I remember one day I was sitting there on my couch in college and I flipped on the BTN and I was on there.
Oh.
And I was like, what? It was a baseball game, which it was good because I did fine at a baseball game.
Yeah, yeah.
But just imagine if it would have been a random wrestling thing that I knew nothing about. That would have been horrible.
Pesky Blues 94 has a great suggestion.
Okay.
says, let's put Nebraska ball Mike versus Creighton Andrew. A little debate hour. That would be awesome.
Okay, so
That'd
I wanted
be
to keep this in mind.
Okay.
You know Mac pretty well.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a little bit later on. We're only halfway through the show. We got plenty more to cover. So Huss is doing his press conference today for Creighton. It's the official Alan Huss introductory press conference.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what you think Greg McDermott does next.
Plays a lot of golf.
Definitely that.
He was
A
just
lot of golf.
He was just in Charlotte for the Kings and
He
Hornets.
was.
games.
He could travel around and watch his son play.
Yeah.
He
While
can
he's still in the
travel
NBA.
Yep. Yep.
And I
Doug-
wonder.
But I
Doug
think
actually
he
got
does
to play at the
he does
very end of
TV.
that game.
When do
He does
we
TV or radio.
when do we see Mac kind of surface?
Mhm.
I think he'd be really good at that. So we could talk about that
No
a little
doubt,
bit
no
later on in the show. But first, let's take a break. It's time for Joey's headlines when we return on 1620 The Zone. Yeah, I was just thinking. So one of the when I listened to your show with Damon, Severe and Benning in the morning, you guys did a very controversial segment called Birthdays.
Yeah, we did do birthdays. Yes, we did do birthdays. Yes, we did birthdays. That wasn't as more controversial as if this was a food show.
If this was a food show, was also very controversial.
Yes.
But I remember listening to the birthday segment, and I'm like, you know what? I actually I like vehemently hated it at first. Like, I can't believe this is a segment on radio. And then I'm like, all right, this is entertaining. I very much enjoy this.
It was fun, man.
So I wanted to get a list of birthdays that were going on for.
I still get
today.
the email from the prep company.
The famous birthdays
Still.
website is stupid.
Well, I have the prep company, and the prep show prep still sends me emails every morning.
This website,
called Inner Prep.
This website sucks. You should go to your Inner Prep website. But apparently, it is the Undertaker's birthday today. Happy birthday, Undertaker!
He did not make the list.
Wow.
For Inner Prep, the list for Inner Prep is. Let me make sure this is the right day. Yep. No, this is Tuesday. Oh, sorry. Never mind. So yesterday was Elton John.
Yeah, Elton John. No, it says Elton. It says on
today?
famousbirthdays.com Elton John is tomorrow.
Okay, I have him down. March 25th.
Today is tomorrow
Yes.
on famousbirthdays.com.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yesterday was the Undertaker's birthday.
Okay.
Today is Elton John's birthday.
Yes.
Today is also Big Sean's birthday. Happy birthday to Big Sean. He's 37
I don't know
years
who Big
old.
Sean is.
Big Sean was a early 2000s guy. He was
The
Jim
rapper?
Parsons is 53.
Jim Parsons was a yesterday guy, I believe. That
Danica Patrick is 44.
Danica Patrick, only 44.
Sarah Jessica Parker. What do you think?
60.
1.
Wow.
Yeah. Marsha Cross.
I don't know Marsha
Fine
Cross.
actress.
I don't
Fine
know,
actress.
I don't know
72.
Marsha Cross.
She's 64.
Whoa.
Yep.
Tough
And
look,
Elton John
Joey.
is 79.
Tough look, Joey.
They always give you great little stuff on Inner Prep, right? And they always give you topics to put into your show. Most of these are FM topics,
I know.
but you can kind of mess around. My favorite thing they always had was the wacky but true story of the day. Wacky but
That is
true
true.
story of the day.
This is basically Joey's segment.
Exactly.
It is.
Diet push man to dump girlfriend. A man in China ended his relationship because his girlfriend's stringent control of his eating habits and lifestyle drove him to the edge. Among other things, the girlfriend made the man chew each mouthful of food 32 times.
I don't blame this person.
He's like, I gotta go. I can't take her anymore. I can't take her anymore.
Now I tell my kid to chew your food.
Yeah, 'cause it's a baby.
Chew,
So,
chew,
yeah,
you know,
toddler,
I'm
yeah,
worried
yeah.
that she's going to choke on
Yeah,
it.
sure.
32 times is
It's
way,
a lot. It gets so
yeah.
mushy mush.
Depending on what it is, I mean, like if it's a noodle, I
Yeah.
don't really chew it at all.
Yeah. Do you watch Industry at all?
No, I've heard good things though.
It's good.
Yeah.
I finally watched the first episode or the last episode of season 3. And if you don't believe a wife harping on something can get ugly, season 3 finale of Industry is a great example of how bad it can get if your wife is harping on something a little too much. It is amazing.
Joey, let's quickly hit the headlines here.
Okay.
Speaking of wacky stories.
First headline: longest line at Philly airport. Cheesesteaks, not security.
Okay, so the airport lines are the talk of the country right now, but apparently this is for cheesesteaks.
I'll
All
be
right.
there in 3 weeks.
Interesting. Yes, for your draft party.
That's right.
All right, second one: spiders the size of a human hand are spreading throughout the U.S.
That is a great story.
Are you a spiders guy?
I love spiders. I love spiders. I love snakes. I love all that stuff. I'm a big fan. I had a snake in college. I had a boa. Love that kind of stuff. Love spider. Loved all that. Insects.
Usually people, when you say like, hey, like, what do you think about spiders? They're like, oh, no, I don't really like spiders, or I'm fine with spiders.
If
You're
there's
like,
an
I love spiders.
If there's an insectatorium someplace, like when we were in Costa Rica, we go.
Spiders the size of a human hand are spreading throughout the U.S. The frightening, brightly colored large spiders are back, and experts say they are spreading rapidly across the country. The 8-legged creepy species known as the Joro spider can grow as large as a human hand and has been spotted in at least 8 states since 2021, Nebraska not being one of them, by the way. Joro spiders will likely continue to spread in the U.S., but they aren't the flying venomous spider invasion that's been sensationalized in the media. Virginia Tech entomologist Teresa
God,
Dellinger
I missed
said
that.
in a press release.
I missed. Did you see that? I
didn't
don't remember that.
know that was happening.
It's been sensationalized to me. I missed that.
Researchers say that the spider is spreading through a process called ballooning, in which the young Joro spiders release a thread of silk that can be captured by the wind, allowing them to be lifted to new locations. Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
So what did we go see when we were in Costa Rica?
Big spiders.
I love insects. I love spiders. I love giant beetles. That is the Goliath beetle.
Did you take an entomology class in college?
I did not. I should have. I did not take that.
So when on my 1 year of turf management,
Hercules beetle.
At my 1 year of turf management major at Nebraska, they started you off with like entomology and just basic level stuff. The entomology class was pretty interesting. It was pretty fun.
That would be amazing. But I go to anytime there's an insectatorium anywhere and we're in that town, we're going.
A lot of bugs.
Love bugs. Love going to the end where they always have the crickets where you can eat. They have the crickets you can eat, the roasted crickets.
Oh, yeah.
Love them.
Seattle serves those at Mariners games.
That's great. Did you want to be Jesse when you grew up? Is that why you took that?
Jesse what?
Jesse, the groundskeeper at Rosenblatt.
I really wanted to be a groundskeeper.
You wanted to be Jesse.
I wanted to be involved. I wanted to be on the field in some way, shape, or form. And I was like, that looks cool. I like that. I like keeping my grass.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then I realized I was too dumb because the chemistry.
There's a lot of chemistry.
There's too much chemistry to get a degree in.
Yeah.
And so I became a broadcaster.
Speaking of spiders, real quick, one of the shows my wife and I watch together every week, one of the few broadcast shows we watch is Will Trent. Okay. And the Will Trent episode there were spiders everywhere this week. Everywhere.
Yeah, so I hadn't heard about this sensationalized spider topic.
I did not know about that.
That was going across the nation, but apparently these Joro spiders are potentially invading a state near you soon, and they can be quite large. And remember, they fly across state lines in the country using the wind, which is sort of terrifying.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
They're fairly light.
Makes a lot of sense.
Here's a small life hack suggesting from the prep agency. It's called the 5-minute rule. This is something that both my kids and my wife should do because they both have ADHD. If you need to do something but feel lazy, set a 5-minute timer on your phone and just start. By the time the timer goes off, you probably want to keep going.
So start doing the thing.
Yep, on a timer. My wife has this line, later never happens for people who have ADHD.
So what I would do is I would just keep procrastinating.
That's why I said start it.
And set the 5-minute alarm to stop procrastinating. But you're saying do the opposite.
Do the opposite. Put the timer on and just start doing it. And they feel once the timer goes off, since you're already in it, you'll keep doing it.
Interesting. All right, there you go. Your fun fact of the day from Michael Severe. We'll be back 8 o'clock hour coming up next on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Michael Severe with you this morning on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, 97.7 The Zone in central Nebraska. Schaefer will be back tomorrow from Houston.
Thank you. You got to say where the guy is every time.
From Houston.
Why is he not here?
He had no TSA line from our friends at Omaha TSA this morning.
Why living here is great.
That will never be the case.
Living here is great.
We thank those people. That will not be the case when he returns. Have you seen the lines at the Houston airport?
They're
yes,
long.
I've seen
they
them.
are long.
I've seen
I'm
them.
worried. I'm worried for people flying back from Houston to either Omaha or Des Moines or Kansas City.
Got to get there 3 hours ahead, and you'll still maybe might make your flight.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'm concerned for those people. I have heard, I don't know if this is a rumor or if this is real, and I guess I'm about to find out next week. Vegas is okay because I guess the casinos take care of the TSA workers.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it makes sense.
Because they want them obviously to be there. So apparently Vegas is cool.
Pro tourism, yeah.
Omaha is cool. So
I saw Philly seemed okay. That's where I'm going next month.
People have been like, hey,
Seems
enjoy your travels. Like, enjoy waiting in line. I'm like, I think I'm all right.
Well,
I'm flying direct, baby.
We obviously went to Costa Rica, and we did a crazy way. We went to Chicago to fly out, and the train that was to take us from the terminal we were in to the international terminal broke, shut down. So we had to all go back downstairs and get on buses. Took us over there on buses, but once we got through that, we were fine.
Yeah.
And then we had a 10-hour layover in Panama, which we slept on the floor. It was an adventure. And then from Panama to Costa Rica was fine. From Costa Rica back to Panama was fine. Although they check your passport 5 times.
Wow.
I don't know how people sneak into this country. So you get to the gate in Panama to come to Chicago, right?
Yeah.
When you get there,
you
can't. They again check your bags. They check your passport when you're in line. Then you get to the place where they check your bag. By the way, you have no water, nothing to drink, can't have anything in your bags. You get there, they check your passport when you're going through. The bags go through. They come out the other side. When you come out the other side, you walk to another lady who then matches your passport up to your boarding pass again. Then I sit there for 2 hours during our layover. We get back in line, and guess what? When we're going in, they check your passport again.
Dear God.
I don't know how it could have changed in those 2 hours. I couldn't leave the area.
Right.
You're stuck in it, and they checked it again. I've never had my passport checked as much as I had in this trip.
Better be safe than sorry.
I guess so. And I don't know how people sneak in this country, not in the airport, man.
You were recently, what was going on in Kansas City that one day?
They had the shutdown. There was a bomb threat. It was a triple bomb threat. There was a bomb threat in MCI. There was a bomb threat in one of the
lovely new airport, by the way.
Yes.
Love Kansas City.
Although I will say this, I missed the old one only because of the pod system. I love the pod system.
What's that?
So the way it worked, the old one, you'd go to a pod and there were 3 gates in there. You were in there, and they had food in the pod and everything.
Yeah, they had like 100 terminals.
Little mini terminals.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. But the new one is fine. And then they had the bomb threat at the far garage and the one right across the street. So they evacuated the airport. We were evacuated for 90 minutes. My mom is stuck on the tarmac in her plane. We finally she gets off the plane after 2 hours. The garage doesn't open. They keep it closed. We couldn't leave. We were there for 7 hours, stuck at the airport.
What did you do?
We just hung out.
That sounds horrible.
We tried to go eat.
And you're sitting outside.
So the bad thing, for the 90 minutes we were outside. Then we came back inside when they reopened. The only bad thing about the airport is all the food places are in the security area.
Yep.
So you can get this pass that you can do on your phone, but it wouldn't work on my mom's phone. It worked on mine. So I wasn't going to leave her and go inside. So we went to Dunkin' Donuts, the one place you could go, and got grilled. My first grilled cheese sandwich of my life.
Really?
My first one ever.
When they get done with the Omaha thing, is the food going to be past security?
No,
like it is in Kansas City?
We'll have the food places are all lined up in the down second
So it'll
floor
be
of
like
the terminal, first floor food.
So it'll be before security.
Yeah. I think they'll probably have some after too, but from what I remember from the
Interesting.
map was the first floor was like entry and food place, and the second floor was actually where you got on your plane.
Is that the right way to do it?
I don't want to have it behind security because we just saw what happened.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather have it behind security?
I think I want both. I want both.
Have it both ways.
I want places to eat. That's how most places are.
Yeah, you could just
there's gonna be people waiting for fellow family members returning from their trips, and then there's people that are
Yeah,
actually
but I don't want to go in the airport.
You're actually cutting out. You're cutting out business because those people that Joey's talking about could eat while they're waiting.
Yeah.
But they can't eat if it's behind.
But I don't know anybody who's like going into the airport.
Well, I've gone to the airport before and got stuck. Like I'll go in to get my mom because we have her in a wheelchair. And so I'll go in, and there's times where I've had to wait for her for, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I might grab something to eat. Like, for example, when you go to New Orleans, there's a beignet place outside of the restricted area, and there's a beignet place inside. Yeah. So you can have a choice.
Well, think about the rental car workers working there, or the people at the ticketing lines or the check-in lines when you get to the airport.
All the TSA people.
Yeah, working their long days. They're going to need to eat something on their breaks.
And that's what you have, right? You have in Omaha before this new airport. You had the outside part where you had the little area where you could eat.
Yeah.
And then you went inside and there was that round place. Now you actually have restaurants.
Shout out to Blimpie. I believe it's the only Blimpie left in town.
Is it really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right there at the right before the gates on the one side, on the north side at Omaha right now.
Our friend Nick Ba has done many great things in his life. Nothing better than his Blimpie commercials. His Blimpie commercials.
Are better. Pella commercials.
Well, no offense to Pella. Love. Meat for you.
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah.
And it was like more than $20 for the one that I did.
The jumbo is expensive.
And I almost told the lady, like, I would have never done this, but I almost told the lady, like, no, I now decline the purchase of this sandwich. Take the sandwich. But I think I bit the bullet and just bought it.
It's saying right here on Google Maps that Blimpie's at the airport is no longer open.
I didn't think it was.
Oh my God.
But the one in Council Bluffs is open on Broadway.
Oh no, not anymore. They shut that whole thing down.
That's all.
Yeah.
Listen, they used to be incredible sandwich wars going on in the country. We cut the meat fresh right in front of you, right? Cut cheese, not that kind of cheese. And then
Subway, $5 foot longs.
Subway, yep, $5 foot longs. Really the only one that actually had a real foot long because the other ones were shorter. And then you had things like Potbelly and Witch, and those came in. Planet Subs, which is good.
Planet Sub.
Yeah, but now it's
Jimmy
really
John's.
It's really Jimmy John's and Subway. Those are your two biggest competitors.
They have taken over.
They have. And I love Jimmy John's bread. It's the closest to French bread you can get.
It's good.
I used to love Little King because they used to make their own French bread there at like Turner Park and Leavenworth, and they made it fresh. And I would call the lady and I go, "Hey, have you made the French bread yet?" And she'd say yes. And I would walk over Channel 7 and I would get a seafood sub on French.
Oh.
It was incredible. None of them make the French bread anymore.
Sad.
It's very sad.
Not even the new Little King up there?
None of them. Nope.
Ugh.
Very sad for me.
Hockey Dad writes in on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. He says most all the food will be behind security. There will be a couple places before.
Yeah.
It will be like a real airport when it's done.
That's what they said.
That is
R.I.P.
great.
Cracky McGee's.
Although you hear,
Cracky.
You hear from more and more people, Omahans, who are like, I don't know what we're doing. I love the airport.
I love it too. I love it. It's great.
It's tiny. It looks like now the airport is
really long lines.
The airport is a window into the city.
Yes, it is.
So it's a presentation thing. And
the
that's
only
what they're trying to
time
do.
the line was crazy that I've experienced is that first flight to Chicago, like the 531, because when they open TSA or open it, it's like an hour to get everybody through.
Correct.
And you'll be like 1,000 people trying to get through in that. So there's also the flight that goes, I believe,
they
Chicago and Denver.
They stack,
Denver's
stack
busy.
like 4 flights together over 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that makes it really tough.
The last time I went to Denver, it was only half full when I went there for winter break.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to basketball. Back to the topic at hand here.
Is that what we're talking about, basketball?
Not really. We were talking about mostly airports and sandwiches and things like that.
Gotcha.
So our dear friend Matt McMaster, who is the host of Middays with Matt, coming up
And Josh.
coming up next. Man, Matt, Middays with Matt and Josh.
That's
is
what
that
I
we're
call the
calling
show.
it now?
That's what I call the show. Yeah.
It's the Connor Happer show with Josh.
Middays with-
Exactly. Yes, with Hodson.
I think
Middays
that's-
with Mick Odson.
There you go. There you go.
Took me a while.
So we were talking about this a little bit on the crossover, and he got really offended because he mentioned that there's some people out there who still don't think that Nebraska and Iowa is a rivalry, and we just said don't listen to these people
They don't-
because they're idiots.
They don't exist anymore.
And he was like, don't. And then we got into the conversation. He got really mad at the word cement for some reason and all of
like
that.
concrete.
So this is another iteration of Nebraska and Iowa tomorrow,
Yes.
and it's in the Sweet 16. How important is it in the grand scale of the rivalry? Is it the most important game that Nebraska and Iowa have ever played against each other in any sport?
So the most important game they played was the year that Iowa was 11-0. And they were going to be going to the Big Ten championship
2015.
game. And if Nebraska could have beaten them in that game, they would have knocked them out of being undefeated.
And Tommy Armstrong threw 4 interceptions.
Knocked them out of being undefeated and knocked them out of the Big Ten championship. That was the most important one. Nebraska didn't have any stakes really, although they have been 6-6.
They would have been 6-6.
They've been in a bowl game, so that was the stakes.
They still made the bowl game though.
Right. That would have been they went to play UCLA,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, you have that. That was the most important. Since then, the next most important was Senior Day this year for Nebraska, playing Iowa after losing to them the couple weeks before. Now this is the biggest one. It's the biggest one out of any of them. Those were the two biggest before, in my opinion. This is by far the biggest. Although I will tell you this, and we said it earlier, if Nebraska loses it, it will be miserable. It will be very sad. They will get over it. Losing the football game at the end of the year is the one that's harder to get over for Nebraska fans than basketball will ever be.
I kind of think so too.
They'll get over it.
And I don't like, I know that comes from, admittedly, as I've said a million times before with Nebraska basketball, like I'm not emotionally attached to it. I think there is a special emotional attachment to this team in particular by Nebraska basketball fans. Yep. And so it's hard for me to blame you right now if you're sitting there saying, I will never get over this if they lose. And I think there was a lot of people this week, and I've heard the take a million times of, I wish they would have played Florida because I don't want to put my heart out there and with the ability to be stomped out by Iowa.
That's irrational fandom.
I've heard it a lot. Michael.
That's irrational fandom. I want to play the number 1 seed.
I know.
Not the team I beat 2 weeks ago. That's irrational.
Because they wouldn't be able to handle losing to Iowa.
It's going to suck if you lose to Iowa. You'll get over it. You're going to play them more. You're going to play them in football games.
So Nebraska famously over this time since they've been in the Big Ten together have lost to Iowa for the most part. I mean, they've had their wins over Iowa. We're talking about specifically in football, but in basketball too, and especially this year, Iowa's kind of had their number a little bit, even though they're 1-1 against each other. But the other game went to overtime. Like, I wonder how they think about it. How does Iowa fan think about it? Are they thinking the same thing? We can't lose to Nebraska. Otherwise, this whole dream season that we've had is completely blown up.
Let me give you what Iowa fans, and I know some of them, will say if they lose. Lost, but we're in year 1. We got to the place that took you 7 years to get to. We got here in 1 year. How much better are we going to be with our coach going forward than you are?
Well, I have thought about that a lot. Now, I wonder what the conversation's like if they lose him this offseason.
That is true.
Which is possible.
Different story if they lose him.
Yeah.
But right now, it seems like he's going to be there for a very long time. He's like a 20-year coach. This is where he's going to retire, whatever else.
I know.
If that's the case, then that's their argument. That's what they're going to say.
I do think they are. I think McCollum is kind of building a monster there. And I laid the case out yesterday. I think it runs in parallel with, the Caitlin Clark era is over. Mm-hmm. And in the last 2 years, they've lost in they haven't got out of the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. The fan base, I would imagine, is sort of, starting to shade back in the direction of the men's basketball program and things like that. So I think they're going to be really good for a long time. And that's probably, you're right, what they would say. We got here as a dream season. Look, we're a 9 seed.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a 4. You're a top 15 team basically all season long. Like all the pressure's on you. And that maybe even doubles the anxiety for Nebraska fans.
It is. You're expected to win.
Now we are the team with something to lose. Not only the fact that we play our biggest rival, but we also are the favorite in the game, and we're supposed to win it at this point. Nebraska's not the favorite to make it through the region. Obviously, Houston would be at this point, but they are the favorite to get through this game, even though they, I saw the 16 team re-rank yesterday. I like how they always do that after the first weekend. Nebraska was 13th.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
And Iowa was 15th.
Yep.
Yeah. It just so happened to play that team. And so there's added stakes.
Rewind 2001 says, rumor is McCallum flew to Chapel Hill last night.
Oh.
That's a great rumor. There's no way Tuesday night
that would be nuts
of the Sweet 16 and he's playing in less than 48 hours. Did he fly there? There's no need to.
That would be nuts.
Maybe you've not heard this.
They have computers.
Maybe you don't know about this. They still have Skype too. Okay.
No, actually, Skype is dead.
Skype is still there somewhere.
Zoom.
You can find Skype.
They could do Zoom.
You can do a bunch of different ways to make this thing happen instead of having to fly there, risk being seen.
Yeah, there's no way.
Risk everything 48 hours from playing a game in the Sweet 16.
There's no way.
I just can't see that happening. There's no reason to do it.
I don't think so either. But that doesn't mean he's not interested in the job.
Oh, no. You have to take the phone call.
If you're him and you get offered both UNC and Kansas, what do you?
Well, I told you, I think I would take
Kansas.
Kansas. And that's not a loser's mentality. I just believe that you have a better chance.
He does seem like a Midwestern coach.
I think you have a better chance to be good at Kansas again. And the pressure at UNC to be great is huge. And then there's the Duke component to it.
Jana writes in on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. I live in Iowa. The Iowa media is loving the nervousness of Husker fans, and they love that the Huskers have to share this exciting time with the Hawkeyes.
That is funny.
Okay, I hadn't really thought about that second
funny.
part either.
That is good. That's smart. Yep.
Nebraska's wishing and hoping that they could get, we want our flowers.
Yeah, you're there by yourself.
But Iowa pulling that upset definitely changed the chemistry of what the weekend looked like, and then amped up the nervousness as well, and the talking points. I mean, the conversation right now, had Iowa had lost to Florida, and I'm talking about nationally across the tournament, I imagine there would have been a lot more chatter about Fred Hoiberg and the job he's done and this team and the fan base and all that stuff that happened this past weekend right now. But Jana's right. Like, they kind of have to share it with Iowa.
Yeah, it is there,
now,
though.
I hear more Ben McCollum than I do Fred Hoiberg.
See, I've heard a lot of, Fred's been on every single show.
Yeah.
Everybody's talked about him. The thing that got talked about the most was Nebraska's fans. Everybody cut a promo or a TikTok or an Instagram reel on Nebraska's fans.
They did.
That was the conversation. More than any of the coaches or the teams, it was the fact that Nebraska took over this town. They've never seen it like that before. They've never seen a regional like that before. It's never been like that before. That was the conversation more than anything else.
A text from the 402 here. Hypothetical. Would you trade 2 football wins this fall for 2 basketball wins this weekend?
Well, it depends.
Going to the Final Four.
If the 2 wins are against Indiana and Ohio State,
I would take the Final Four appearance.
No, I would take the
football.
I'd take the football wins. Heck yeah! You lose this game, you beat Ohio State and Indiana.
So let's just say, like, what's the projection on Nebraska football right now? They're 6-6 and they beat who they
6.5 is now the line. It went up because people were like 5.5 is stupid.
But if you did like the FPI or the SP
7
plus, whatever, like the percentages,
7 and 5,
and everything went according to percentage, and you just trade 2 of those wins
9 and 3
for losses.
Oh, for losses, then you'd be 5 and 7.
Right, because that's the question, right? If you are getting 2 basketball wins this weekend, you are losing 2 more football games.
I wouldn't do that. No. No. I wouldn't do that. It's too important. Let me explain something financially to you people. Basketball is great. It's very cute. It's awesome. Financially, football is needed to drive the economy of this state. The city of Lincoln, the University of Nebraska's front door, the football program. Slow your roll, people. It's important. Places go out of business.
You have a chance at a Final
Places go out of business because football programs fall off.
Yeah, but if they go 3-9 or 5.
Oh my God, they go 3-9. It's a disaster. First of all, they can't fire
the head coach.
They can't fire the head coach. They're not paying $75 million.
It's a Final Four, Michael.
They can go 3-9. They can go 3-9. They can't fire the head coach. They still have the head coach. No, hell no.
Yeah, try it again next year.
Try it again next year, nothing. You think the apathy's bad now?
How many times do you get a chance to get a crack at a Final Four?
Well, hopefully a lot now going ahead. Going forward.
It's not easy to make the second weekend.
It's actually pretty easy for a bunch of teams, not Nebraska. A lot of teams have done it. I mean, Creighton did it like 4 years in a row.
Yeah, three out of 4. But that wasn't easy,
Well, they did it, though.
And they only got one crack at the Elite Eight.
That is true.
So like a Final Four.
But they still got the Sweet 16s. And you can get the Sweet 16s, and it's wonderful, and it's great. There is nothing worse for this state than another 3-9 season, especially in the fourth year of your program run.
Okay, but listen,
nothing.
Let me put it in the big picture context just real quick before we get to Sam. This will be a good question for Sam, by the way. Grand scheme of things, you look back on this era of Nebraska football. It's been bad for a long time now. They've had horrible seasons. They've had a 3-9 season already.
I know.
It's like if they go 4-8 again, and you look at it, 10 years down the line, it's like, they had another bad year in there, and then they figured it out eventually, or something like that. But they have a chance at a Final Four.
Great.
A Final Four.
Awesome. I hope they make it.
That's life chaching.
For whom?
A Final Four is life changing for Nebraska basketball as a whole.
Schaefer.
So is a 3-9. So is a 3-9 season.
But my life isn't different.
After having 3 seasons where you've been progressing,
they already exactly did that with Scott.
But
Frost.
they were never progressing there either.
That's true.
Now you're progressing. You've been to back-to-back bowl games, and you drop off to 3-9 after changing out your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, your offensive line coach, your defensive line coach, your special teams coach, all of that, and now you're sitting there.
It would definitely be the nail in the coffin for
It'd be one of the biggest tragedies in Nebraska ball history that didn't involve somebody dying.
Nebraska football history.
Yeah, one of the biggest tragedies that didn't involve somebody dying.
Just that rule wasn't able to.
That in the fourth year and a guy you can't fire.
Yeah.
You cannot fire him. I know people believe that, well, if they go 3-9, who's coming right now with $77 million? No one.
I don't know.
They don't have the money anymore to do that stuff.
You don't think they'll figure it out?
No, he's back next year. Unless he kills somebody. He's coming back next year. Unless he physically walks on the field and kills somebody. Unless he does any
he's
given
not going
Sunday.
anywhere. There's no changes on the horizon. Give me my Final Four. What's the difference between 5 and 7 and 3?
Look,
and
I
9?
hope they get to the Final Four. I don't want to trade any wins.
That's what
wins
the question
year.
is.
I don't want to trade any losers or take any losses.
I like basketball. I like basketball.
I like basketball, but
I understand what football is.
One of your most famous what do they call those things? Reels ever made about you was your take on how basketball was the better sport.
Yeah.
It was you and Josh. And I remember it popping up and thinking, oh my God, I hope he's okay. This is probably an aneurysm. There's something wrong with him. I hope he's going to be okay. He's got a young child.
Fog.
He's got a wife. I hope he's okay. Maybe he got bit by a malaria mosquito or something, and that's the problem. Let's figure out, bring Dr. House in and figure out what's wrong with this guy. I still got what are you talking about? And I understand Jacob Bigelow probably is there with you. He's the only one going, yeah, right. But no one else.
Jacob's listening right now, I'm sure.
No way. He hates me.
He's very concerned, I think, at the moment. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Sam McKeown will join us next on 1620 The Zone. All right, we'll see if we can get a hold of Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald here in a moment or so. Couple thoughts from you all.
Can we do Jed's thought first?
What'd Jed say?
Jed said, these stupid effing people. A Final Four is life-changing, ? Bama made the Final Four 2 years ago. Did it change anything in their football down there? Effing stop it with these idiots.
Wow. I'm sorry, Jed. I think it's life-changing for the basketball program. I don't think it's life-changing for the football program.
Right. I think
to be clear.
It's not going to affect the football program. You're not going to actually lose 2 losses if they actually do it. It would be one of the greatest things to happen to this state in more than 2 decades. It's that simple. It'd be one of the greatest things to happen.
Since the 05 College World Series?
I was going to say 21 years ago. Yes, 21 years ago. Since then, it's the greatest things to happen to the state.
Yeah.
And baseball is still a fourth sport here. It's a fourth sport.
Yeah.
So even with that being said, it was an incredible moment. I'll never forget it. It was one of the coolest memories I have in terms of a sports memory at a live event. But at the same time,
got a tweet from, let's see. Oh, this is from Well Shoot on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. I'm in Des Moines. Iowa fans are confident, but dangling football over Huskers' heads this week helps build that confidence.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. And remember, you got to remember this. Nebraska comes into the conference and wins 3 of the first 4.
Okay, so
Bo wins 3 of the first 4. Well, they win 4 of the first 5.
This may be what. Yeah, it was. I mean, all the way up until 4.
It's 4 of the first 5,
all the way
right?
up until 15.
So it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They lost 1 between that.
They lost 1 in there.
1 in there.
They lost 13, obviously, because Bo said, "Fire me."
Exactly. So look
if you
at
want
that.
to fire me, fire me.
Yeah, and they actually won in 14. And he was fired.
Yeah.
So that's where they started, and they've lost what 7 of the last.
And they've only won 1 since.
Yeah, 1 since. Oh my
Yeah.
God, think about that.
Yeah. So this to go back to Matt's thing, maybe I don't know what he was trying to get at, but if Nebraska wins in basketball tomorrow, to the point of the tweeter that just tweeted in, they're hanging the football success over Nebraska fans' heads this week.
Yeah.
And I do think it's probably bothering people. Like, well, you might be right. Like you kind of do own us. And that is part of the reason that I am scared. If Nebraska wins, does it flip the script a little bit on it? Like they
Still not football.
It's not football, but the mental hex. This has a big responsibility as far as the mental hex, I think, is concerned.
Completely agree with you.
I don't think that actually changes the football games because Iowa's better than Nebraska just on their own merit in football. I think at the moment, like it's not because they have some mental hex over them or anything like that, but in the fan base, that's real.
No. They do have a mental hex.
You think Iowa does have a mental hex?
They went to Iowa. They allowed 0 third down conversions. They allowed 3 truly good plays, and they lost.
They did.
There was nothing more mental.
Really, they could have allowed just
that loss.
The one play.
Yeah, you also needed the muff.
Yeah,
to get the field goal. But here, you know Travis Justice?
Yes.
So Travis Justice, he does a show on, I think it's Travis and Ross, right? He did a whole thing on Nebraska's fans' biggest fear, losing to Iowa again. And he plays a clip from our friends down in Lincoln at the Ticket talking about that. It is a fear, and it is a true mental hurdle. It really is. Even the game,
you're talking about in the game. Like the football.
Even the game they won in overtime at home, they were up 10.
Yeah.
And the game went to overtime. There is an incredible mental hurdle that Nebraska's teams have versus Iowa teams.
Okay, so a perfect time to bring in our good friend Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? We're talking about the mental edge that Iowa basically as a university has on Nebraska. If Nebraska were to win tomorrow in the Sweet 16, does anything about that change?
I don't think it changes for the football program.
Thank you.
The program's going to have to go through Iowa to get out of it. So like football is, football to me is a whole different thing anyway. basketball and football are not, they're totally different. Football is an institutional thing. The way I put it is like basketball, winning at basketball is like running a really good small business or running a great restaurant. Winning in football is like the government or the military. Like you have to have all the pieces and the institutional parts together. And there's things about Nebraska football that actually I think are getting better.
Yeah.
But not all the way there. And Rule's got work to do, which I think he knows, which is why he's switched out a couple of his, what do you want to call it? Generals. So, like he's done that. But no, I don't think it has much to do with football. I think in the basketball realm, Nebraska had kind of found how it wanted to play Fran McCaffrey's teams, and then Ben McCollum comes in, and the first game out in Iowa City, frankly, Nebraska could have won that game.
Oh, yeah.
It was an ugly game. They had a chance, and then, I thought they played more of their game at PBA, and they got a little tight late. And they've been a little tight at times at the free throw line. I mean, Price Stanford missed the front end of a 1-on-1, so did Burke against Vanderbilt. But, Nebraska and Iowa are very similar teams. I think Nebraska's a little bit better basketball team than Iowa this season. And I think if they play their games, and Nebraska plays tough, Iowa plays tough, Nebraska makes its normal number of shots, I think Nebraska wins by 4 or 5. So, like, to me, I think the basketball program's kind of sized Iowa up okay. And I think certainly you're going to have the physical component on Thursday, but Nebraska's willing to get there. I mean, they're not afraid. And I mean, Sam Hoiberg would be a great fit on Iowa's team, as Tavion Banks would be a great fit on Nebraska's team. So, like, a lot of these guys could play for the other team and flourish. And I think that's one of the interesting things about the matchup.
Sam, I want to get to some football because it is spring game week, although people aren't talking about it much. But in terms of basketball, is the game as simple as whoever has the better game between Bennett Sturts and Price Sanford? Does that basically come down to whoever plays the better game, their team wins?
I don't know. I think with Sturts, his game, maybe in a way, the way you're putting it, but the way I would say it is that Sturts can get some guys open, and he did against Florida, where he didn't make any shots. He didn't necessarily take a lot of easy shots. Some of his threes were not good threes. Now, at some point, there's 3 seconds left in the shot clock. Somebody's got to shoot the basketball.
Sure.
And he's the one doing it. And they get an offensive rebound, and they prolong the possession. And so you have to understand that sometimes, some of these possessions that Iowa has is 4th and 13. You got to throw the football, so to speak. And so, I think Sturts is somebody that you've got to account for, but simultaneously, you can't let the other guys beat you. I mean, you can't just leave guys wide open. And Cooper Koch was left wide open against Florida. He was left wide open at Nebraska. And so you can't just leave other guys wide open who can make plays. I feel like who's more efficient on offense is probably how it comes down to it. And I actually think it comes down to how Nebraska defends Iowa, because Iowa's offense is very frustrating. It's actually ranked 25th in the nation in efficiency, according to KenPom. And you wouldn't think that based on the way that they play. But their possessions are so low, and they're so effective and efficient at drawing fouls, at getting baskets at the rim, that how Nebraska defends Iowa, I think, is more of a key in this game than the other way around. I think if Nebraska can have what you call in basketball a kill, 3 straight drops in a row, if they do that a couple of different times, I think they're going to win this game, because I don't think Iowa can't afford to be inefficient. They don't have enough possession.
Right.
So this is going to come down to Nebraska's defense. Can they keep Iowa off the glass? Can they guard Bennett Sturts in a way where they don't overdo it and then give the other guys on the floor just wide open shots? You can't give Cooper Koch 4 wide open threes. He'll make 3 of them. And so you have to be thoughtful about how you defend Sturts. You got to live with a couple of shots at the rim. And you go from there.
Sam, football wise, what are you looking forward to on Saturday? Is there anything that stands out in your mind as we look ahead to the spring game?
Yes. And so just so we're clear, like, Anthony Calandra is probably going to do something fun on Saturday that's going to make people ooh and ah, but he's going to do it in a green jersey more likely. And it's not going to mean much. So the thing I'm really going to be watching is the offensive linemen and the defensive linemen and the defensive and the linebackers, right? That front 6, front 7. I'm going to be watching how Nebraska's offensive line works together. Are we going to see more gap runs? Are we going to see some stuff where you got pullers and you're trying to run some power? Are we going to see some outside zone? They've whispered that. to run outside zone, you got to practice outside zone. And so, like, foregoing it in the spring game would be strange to me. But you never know with these guys. Like, last year they did, a carnival. And so, like, I would think that they would run outside zone in the spring game, and I want to see how that looks, because that's not a play that Nebraska's run a ton of since Mike Riley left. I wouldn't say Scott was running it. He was running sort of a wide
with the quarterback
play, but I wouldn't describe it as a zone. So I think I'll be really curious to see how that outside zone play looks, if that's what they decide to do. They decide to run that out of the pistol, or whatever. I want to see quick game. I want them to play pitch and catch. And, the passes should be completed. Complete them, just give your receivers opportunities to have 2 or 3 yards to run with it after they catch it. And that's not just accuracy. That's, play design, receiver route running. Can your receivers shake a defensive back? All those things. So I'll be watching for that. And then place kicking. That battle is not settled. I don't think at all. I think Kyle Cunan's going to be your starter, but we'll see. Like, John Hole's got a leg. Brett Maher worked with him a couple of years ago. I don't think Brett Maher is going to give anybody anything. So when you have a kicker as your special teams coordinator, it's not one of these set it and forget it deals. Like, Maher's going to watch that closely, and I suspect Cunan is going to be the guy, but I think place kicking is still in play.
It's not something you'll see on Saturday, but the biggest difference I see watching Georgia Tech's offensive line and what Nebraska was last year is the way they passed off games in front of them and how they handled the communication, especially between the guard and the tackle. They didn't get beat much by stunts like Nebraska did last year or games. We won't see it on Saturday, but I think that's the biggest difference going into the season. I just think they're going to have an offensive line coach who's much better at teaching that. And I think it can make all the difference in the season, because Nebraska last year, almost every time somebody ran a game against them, Minnesota did it a bunch of times, they just couldn't block it. They couldn't communicate it. I think that's a huge difference going forward. Is that when you look back at Georgia Tech, did you see the way they passed off opposed to the way Nebraska tried to do it last year?
I think Georgia Tech's offensive line was communicating better, but they also were more athletic. And so, like, you had some awfully large guys out there moving around.
Three NFL players.
He is a large guy. Yeah. So, like, I think the athleticism was probably a little bit different at Georgia Tech too, and I think they've attempted to address that here at Nebraska. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know that they're gonna see a lot of that stuff on Saturday.
No, right.
In part because I could see Nebraska holding back on some of the things that they want to try to do. You can go look at San Diego State tape, but I also think Nebraska is going to do things with its own personnel here. I don't know that you're going to see a ton from them in the pass rush department. I think what you're going to see is what you hope to see is a defense, the first and second team guys, even the third team guys, just playing their rear ends off. They really, really need to play hard. That was a thing last year, and I don't know if you felt this way too, Michael. I just did not feel like the play with your hair on fire aspect was there. And I don't know if that's because Butler was making it too complex. I hesitate to blame it all on Butler. I don't think that's fair, but they just did not have the same edge. And even Shavers, he just didn't play with the same whatever he had in 24. And
not
so, like,
shape.
I just want, I think
wasn't in
that's
shape.
part of it. Yeah.
Because of injury.
I really want to see them play fast.
Yeah.
And playing fast is actually playing hard. I know Owen Chambliss can run.
Oh, yeah.
I know he can run.
Yeah.
He can run. I think Foster's a pretty good runner. That's all fine and great. Like, you got guys on the team that can run. Can they play fast? And can they play hard? Like, probably the best athlete in the secondary is Jeremiah Charles, but he doesn't play as much as he probably could, because when you put him out there, the reaction and the level of whatever edginess isn't what it is when Andrew Marshall's out there. So, like, you have to get your best athletes to play really fast and really hard.
Sam, the big issue
And
will
they
be
had
you're
that.
eliminating Judy's snaps. He was a liability out there every time he played, and you're eliminating his snaps. You're automatically be a little
You
bit
are.
better taking him out of
Well,
the
I
lineup.
think you're going to put Jasir Whittington in there, and
Yep.
Jasir Whittington, I think, was recruited because he plays hard and
Mhm.
he plays fast. And everybody
He's
can
quick.
go watch Pitt's tape.
Yep.
And he only played about half the games, and half the snaps. But like when he's out there, he's absolutely straining to do the things that have to be done. And I think that's what you need. You need players who are going to play super fast and super hard. And so what I'm looking for from the defense is just that component. When Nebraska hands the ball off to Mekhi Nelson or whatever,
Yeah.
is Nebraska's defense just out of its mind with energy and toughness? Like, that's what I want to see. And it is not going to be the end of the world if Nebraska's offense doesn't do very well. Like, that's okay.
Yep.
You can live with that.
All right, Sam. Appreciate it as always. We will let you go. Great stuff, and enjoy the spring game on Saturday and the basketball tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, I thought he kind of cut off in the middle. I think he had a phone thing.
Defense is not system or scheme. It's passion.
Yeah.
I can out-scheme you on the offensive side with a number of things, whether it be a West Coast system or if it's a spread system or it was a run and shoot.
I will say this too.
You have to play hard on defense. You have to have grit, grind. You have to grind it out.
But in order to play hard, you have to know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
play
like,
fast.
right,
To play
right.
fast. You can play hard and not know what you're doing.
Right.
Levante David, first time he played. You can play hard and not know what you're doing. You cannot play fast and not know what you're doing.
All right, let's take a break. We'll round out the hour after this on 1620 The Zone. Tomorrow, right here on Happer and Schaefer,
Tomorrow.
Alan Huss,
Hey,
who
Alan.
will be the head coach of the Creighton Blue Jays.
Yeah, good dude.
Tomorrow. He's introduced today in a little over an hour. Alan Huss will join the show tomorrow at 9 here
Nice.
on Happer and Schaefer, the head coach, as the head coach
Yeah.
of the Creighton Blue
I had him
Jays.
on the podcast when he got made, the coach in waiting. And it was such a hard balance for him to be able to talk about what he was doing in the future because he had to talk about what Mac was going to be doing. And it was almost impossible.
Yeah.
We basically talked about his influence in NIL and the transfer portal and how he was ahead in most places and a lot of coaching stuff and how Mac makes it easy on his assistants by making it hard on his assistants.
It's funny when you think about it that way. It's, when you explain it that way, it probably couldn't have gone like that another year.
No, I don't think it could.
And so that's why we're at, part of the reason why we're at where we're at today. By the way, if you're looking for good Greg McDermott content, there'll be everything that happens at the press conference today, and I think Mac will speak off to the side.
Yeah.
But listen to Nick Baugh's podcast. I'm through half of it, and he tells just incredible stories and really gets to the heart of Mac, I think.
Tell the restaurant story?
Yes.
That's a great story.
Which is just he really has a great way of understanding. Greg McDermott has a really great way of understanding just kind of what people need in any given moment.
Yeah.
And definitely found Nick, knew that Nick was having a hard time when he was having his health scare.
Yeah.
And told the story about, just sort of what he gave him. But yeah, listen to the podcast. It's great. I wonder, we have a minute here. What is Greg McDermott's job, quote unquote job, in a year?
I think in two. I think in 2 years, he's doing TV.
He would be so good at it.
I think he's doing TV.
I wonder how much he wants to do it.
I don't know if he doesn't have necessarily the name cachet you'd always love to have in that position, but it's good enough.
I know.
And he's good enough.
He'd be really good at it.
Yeah, and he's not long-winded.
He finds a way. Nick even said this on his podcast. He finds a way to sort of just distill this sort of complicated picture down into a couple sentences. Really, really easy. It's perfect.
Yep. And he'll be great at it.
He'll be really good at TV if he wants to do it.
Play a lot of golf.
He'll definitely be playing a lot of golf.
I just don't think he'll coach again. I know there's some people wondering if he'll coach again. I don't think he will.
I don't think so either. But golf, potentially TV.
Drive around, fly around and see his son play.
Yep. As long as he's in the NBA, which, who knows how long that is.
As long as you can shoot, you can play.
There's no doubt. All right, we'll take a break. 9 o'clock hour. Things that are irrationally angering Michael Severe.
Yay!
Coming up next on 1620 The Zone. All right, 9 o'clock hour, Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. I am Connor Happer alongside Michael Severe and Joey Colbert today. The rule is, so far it's been this way.
Okay.
When one of the hosts of this show is out, a person named Mike in some sort of version.
Specifically Mike S.
There is at least one Mike on the show at all times.
Oh, okay.
That has so
there's
far
always
held
at
true.
least 3 mics on the show.
3 microphones.
Yeah.
3 microphones.
Mm.
Mike, Michael, Mike S.
Mm. Michael Snow.
There has always been a Mike S.
Okay.
On this show. Every single day of the show, there has been a Mike S.
That's crazy.
And that is still true.
That's cool. That's
and
awesome.
it will be true throughout the rest of the week. Schaefer will be back.
Only 2 people call me Mike, right? And one is my mom.
I'm not going to call you Mike.
And the other one is Tom Osborne. Other than that, no one else calls me Mike.
Tom, he's just...
I don't know to tell you, Mike. He doesn't. He always calls me Mike. I'm not going to tell him anything. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Did I ask you this on air about the apostrophe?
Yeah. No, it's off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had this thing last night with Michael's name, Mike apostrophe L Severe.
Possessive.
How do you apostrophize that name?
Yeah.
Is it Mike apostrophe L apostrophe S?
It is. That is under Style Book. We looked it up when I was working in Monroe when I first got the job in TV full time. We looked it up under Style Book. It was apostrophe L apostrophe S.
Okay. So that answers that question.
That's right.
That's important. So welcome back, 9 o'clock hour. There was one thing. Oh yeah. One thing I want to mention about the whole football, basketball, Iowa, Nebraska conversation.
Sure.
We have a lot of things that are just kind of tossed into one thing this week with this game. So our friends from Husker Hoop Central right in, looking forward to the next segment where you guys break down how this upcoming basketball game will affect baseball and softball. So I will say that is the downside to playing Iowa in this game, because there's just unfortunately, there's just natural history between Nebraska and Iowa. And when you think about Nebraska and Iowa, you probably think about it on the football field, but you think about the universities together. We would not be talking about anything like this if it was Nebraska and Florida.
Right. Not at all.
In the Sweet 16. So unfortunately, I think that's just a natural part of the conversation. It doesn't have to be, we could definitely make it more about basketball, but it is appealing to the general fan of sports to talk about Nebraska versus Iowa. And I do think that is a piece of this. It is a piece of this basketball game. Oh, they don't like each other.
And the conversation when Florida was playing Iowa all over social media was, who do you want to win? I wanted Iowa to win for the storyline.
Yeah.
I'm all about the story. I thought the story was much better if it's Iowa, Nebraska part 3.
But a lot of people wanted
Florida, which I thought was kind of crazy that you wanted to play the number 1 seed. Even though they were the weakest number 1 seed.
My case on it was, I'd like to play Iowa if I'm Nebraska because I think I have a better chance to beat
win.
Iowa.
Right. I think Florida, after playing a close game and beating Iowa, if they would have done that, would have come out, and I think they would have beaten Nebraska by double digits. I really do. I think they would have had that scare, and I think they would have looked at Nebraska and they would have out-athletic them, and I think they would have gotten them on the boards, and I think they would have beaten them by double digits.
But you literally have beaten Iowa this year.
Yes.
And you lost at their place once as well. So in a game
you could have won in the 50s.
You can beat Iowa.
Yeah.
You know it. So
Yeah.
that was my angle on the entire thing. But that is where you get into the conversation of, this is bigger than just Iowa and Nebraska playing a basketball game together. Obviously, we know what's on the line in the basketball perspective.
Yeah.
But it's Iowa versus Nebraska. And there is a lot of baggage emotionally that comes along with that for, I think, both sides.
I think it's a PRA game for Ben Sturtz. If he can produce 16 between points, rebounds, and assists, if he can do that, I think they have a really good chance to win. And it could be any way. He may shoot bad like he did against.
That's it? 16?
16, I think, is good enough. I don't think he needs to get in the scoring in 20. He needs to have about 9 points, 5-6 assists, maybe 4 or 5 rebounds. I think he needs to have that. Yeah. He needs to have a balanced game like that for them to win the game.
If he's not scoring, though, he's going to have to
get to the free throw line. The reason they won that 56-52 game was because he took over the last 4 minutes.
Yep.
Took over, whether it was to the line or scoring or whatever else from the field. That's how he took it over. He played so poorly, and I know the game went to overtime. He cost them the game. in Lincoln by the way he played, especially with the turnovers he had early. He can't have any turnovers either. That's what gets Florida. He had 0 turnovers.
Black Hat says that his from the gambling websites, his PRA line is 28.5.
Oh my God, he's not getting 28.5.
I mean, that feels closer to what I would think.
He's not getting 20.
I think it's at least 20.
He's not getting. So look, so the first game he scored, I believe, like 25, right? And was he 5-4? I think off the top of my head. The game at Nebraska, what did he score? 8? I mean, if it's
6
like, and 5,
what
do
if
you have
it's
against Florida?
8, 5, and 3? That's 16. That's not enough.
8, 5, and 3. Okay,
that's not enough.
Yeah, I think that's enough for him. I don't think he doesn't have to be the guy. He's going to do a lot of chasing. His defense is more important in this game, and not turning the ball over. Than it is him scoring.
It is absolutely a possession. It's a possession game.
He doesn't have to score a ton in this game. He cannot turn the ball over. And he cannot let whoever he's defending score.
And some of this comes in context with what the other guys are doing. Like, how many threes does Fulgaris make and how many threes does Koch make?
And that's the facilitator. He's got to get the ball to those guys. Yeah.
Right. All right. So that's the Iowa, Nebraska. There will we have plenty more tomorrow.
Oh, sure.
Schaefer will be back from he won't be back from Houston. He'll be in Houston. He will join the show from there. Michael Severe's things that make him irrationally angry. It is a list that is constantly updated.
Yes.
Now, does it completely get wiped out?
Every time.
Does it?
Once I do it on the air, then that list goes away and I start a new list.
And all of the things on the list change?
Yeah.
Or are there things that
I never go back to the fact that I'm frustrated by people who back into parking spaces at grocery stores.
This is good.
I never go back to that one again.
So a fresh list coming your way from Michael Severe right now.
All right, we're going to go from the highest to the lowest.
I think you get
number 7.
Yeah. 7 to 1.
And I apologize because this is partly you. Sports people who get frustrated and upset about more sports. Expansion is always happening. It's always going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. You're getting more sports. Quit bitching about getting more sports. You cover sports.
It is expansion for the sake of expansion.
I'm sorry.
It's television. It's a money grab.
It's not for the sake of expansion. It's for the sake of money. Exactly. That's what it's all like. Money. Have you heard the song? Have you ever heard the song? Cream.
I've heard Cream? A lot of money.
Do you
songs.
know Cream?
Yes.
Yeah. Cash rules everything around me.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me dollar bills ball. Anyway, so yes, that drives me crazy about you guys. Anyway, number 6.
I disagree.
It's ridiculous. 6. People who do not understand the way the blinking yellow turn light works.
Oh, yeah.
It's an unprotected left turn. It's simple. If no one's coming and it's blinking, go.
I was worried about Omahans when they
I'm with you right there.
When they introduced this a decade or so ago.
Yeah.
And that has been correct. We have not handled it well.
They do not handle it well.
I was more worried for Lincoln, and they have really not handled it well.
It's tough. It's not really hard, though.
It's not.
It's unprotected left turn.
It is.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Number 5, shooters. I hate going into the convenience store to get something quickly.
Oh.
And some dude is making an investment of $20 in some shooters. Okay? Whatever kind it is.
I had this exact experience yesterday.
I'm like,
actually.
dude, what are you doing?
I went into the convenience store. There was a guy in front. He was like, they're always like shopping for shooters as well. So they're getting like 10 or 15 at a time.
Yes.
And they're like, I'll take 3 of those, 2
of
of
the cinnamon
those.
ones.
It's the same thing with lottery tickets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. The lottery person. But I've done that
scratch
one before.
offs.
I've done that one before.
Okay.
Also with shooters, they're called shooters. Throw them in the damn trash can. Why are they all around the trash can? I get on the trail, the South Omaha Trail, and there's shooters all around. Throw them in the trash can.
That didn't help Denzel Washington in flight.
It did not.
He threw it in the trash can.
Yeah,
and they still got.
That is true. Number 4, taxes on hotel rooms. Don't tell me it costs $129 when it's $181 when it's done because there's 70 million taxes. Tell me how much it's going to cost.
So, Michael, you and I both enjoy going to Vegas.
Yes.
You book a hotel room in Vegas.
Yes.
You're like, oh, wow, this is really
reasonable.
Cheap. This is really nice. Maybe I have some points. I have some comps or whatever it might be that goes toward the trip. Awesome. This looks great. Resort fee.
Yes.
The resort fee.
Mm-hmm.
What is the resort fee? I don't know.
They can put
literally anything.
I'm just sleeping there. That's all I'm doing.
And it's more oftentimes than the rate per night.
Yeah.
resort fee, taxes, things like that.
I have a
is
budget
absurd.
with the Jet Award Foundation. Okay, I have a budget. My budget is based off of how much you tell me it's going to cost.
Right. Not the fees.
Not the fees. Number 3, and maybe that's just me, but I am so tired of the Medicare and vehicle extended warranty phone calls. I'm constantly getting these phone calls
I'm
about
just sick of
trying to
phone
get
calls.
extended warranty on a vehicle we don't even own anymore, or Medicare, which I'm not old enough for yet. And I tell them over and over again, stop calling me. It's not me. You're calling someone else.
When your phone says potential, does it say
I
potential
don't
spam?
answer it when it says potential spam, but I get ones that don't say potential spam, and I have to answer the phone because we're selling tickets for the gala. I have to answer the phone.
Right.
Drives me crazy.
By the way, we got a YouTube comment from Placat. Had a Mega Saver guy this week in front of me. 20 shooters, 7 different varieties, a can of cut water, and $4 on the pump.
Oh my God.
What an order. What an order from the gas station.
I may not get where I'm going, but I'm going to be drunk when I get there.
$4
That's ridiculous.
of gas.
So ridiculous.
Is incredible.
There should be a separate line for the lottery and the shooters people.
There actually should be. That's
Should be
a
a
great
separate
point.
line.
We should have 4 separate cash registers at the gas station. You know,
Yeah.
snacks, gas, shooters, and I don't know, tobacco.
And I have to go
lottery.
You have to go inside the Mega Saver if you want to get the 10-cent discount. You have to blink your card, that's why I go in there, and that's what happens. Number 2, maybe controversial, but when I go to Costco, I know what I want. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm getting.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
sample people, get the hell out of my way. I don't want your food. And don't stop like you haven't eaten in 2 weeks and just go after the damn sample person. You don't even want that. You don't. You're just eating it because it's in front of your fat face. Stop eating all the samples. I hate the sample tables.
It is disorganized chaos.
It is.
in that
and no
store.
one's watching where they're going. Now
Yeah.
you throw the phone into it. They're staring at their phone with the big bass cart.
Did you ever go to Costco during like COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they would put the lanes down
Mhm.
in the stores?
Yep.
They
Which
ought
direction
to.
you're going?
They ought to bring that back.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that. Which order you're going to go in?
They-
They had that at Ace Hardware too.
It's very difficult
Yeah.
to navigate Costco, especially on a sample day or a sample time,
Sample thing.
because people are driving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, and they're trying to cut you off to get to the sample because again, they haven't eaten in a week.
And sometimes they're just standing there. Also, okay, let me add a little bit to this. I get it. It happens. Sometimes you can't avoid it. Do you have to bring your entire family to Costco?
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
You probably don't.
I wish that it would just be more single shoppers.
How old are the kids?
How old are the kids is a question. Like
Yeah.
I get it. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
just unavoidable.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if you are a cart in that store, big
Yeah.
items, things like that, and there are 3 extra people attached to
Right,
the cart,
right.
it creates more of a congested
Oh,
situation.
I've done the cart thing before. You keep the cart with you. Your cart stays with you on the side you're shopping.
That's true.
That allows people to get by you.
Mhm.
The fact that people don't know how to shop.
Yeah, the
It should be a
etiquette.
class.
The etiquette in the grocery store
should be
is
a class.
bad.
And
Yeah.
then number 1, this is a personal one. It may not affect you. You may not even know what I'm talking about. But at 60th Street, when you're coming out of Elmwood Park, okay, there's a sign there when you're coming down 60, turning on to Leavenworth.
All right.
It says, and I quote, "Right turn permitted without stopping."
Yeah.
That
Yep.
means you don't have to stop.
That's right. You can just
If
roll
you
through.
do stop,
You want to know why? Because there's nobody coming up in that direction. Nobody's going to hit you.
if you do stop, you're screwing people coming out of Elmwood Park. You're screwing the whole thing up. Don't stop. Just keep going. People stop constantly, and I'm yelling at them, "Keep going, you idiot!"
Would you like to inform people what a yield sign means? Just
Yield or merge?
as a traffic PSA. Just would you like to describe a yield sign?
Yeah, yield really means you're letting the other person go ahead of you.
Yes.
Merge is you're merging in with them.
What does
They're
yield not
different.
mean? Yield does not mean stop.
Stop. It does not mean stop. You're actually physically merging in.
Yes.
Yielding is letting someone else go. They have the privilege if they're ahead of you. And if you're in a roundabout, the person in the roundabout gets right way. Listen.
Oh, the roundabouts.
Keep going,
Oh
people.
man, I have strong opinions
Just
on
keep going.
roundabouts.
I did a video when I was at the City Pavilion explaining roundabouts because people are struggling with them so much.
I don't understand. People
I
don't
live
get
right
it.
by 3 of them consecutively.
Yeah.
And it's
It
different rules if
frustrates
it's a
me.
2-lane one or if it's a 1-lane one. There are different rules. But basically the rule is if you're in the roundabout,
You're
you have
going.
the right
If
of
you're
way.
in the circle, you can
have
go.
the-
I
you have
was,
the right of
I
way.
was
outside of the
behind
circle,
a
you have to
person
stay.
in the roundabout over the weekend who would stop because they were afraid that the person coming
Yeah.
into the roundabout
Yeah.
was going to hit them, which they are not.
Like I tell my
No.
wife, you have to have confidence that people aren't idiots. And I know
It's
it's hard.
a tough thing.
I know it's hard, but
Yeah.
you got to have confidence that people aren't idiots when you're driving.
There has
'Cause
to
if
be
you're worried
a
about
little
that
bit of
constantly,
trust.
yes, if you're worried about that constantly, you'll never get anywhere.
All right, Michael, well done. Now you must clear your
I
list
will clear
again
that list and start a new one.
and become irrationally angry at least 7 more things.
Yeah.
We will come back. Lauren Michelson will join us from Houston. I heard that there is a canal in Houston as well.
Oh, hell yes.
Okay.
All cities that have flooding.
All right. Good luck with that. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. Outdoor upgrade. Does your lawn need a makeover? Have you been dreaming about your own backyard oasis? Well,
No.
It sounds like you need an outdoor upgrade. Michael doesn't care about his lawn because he has horrible takes.
The lawn. Why do I care about it? I have money.
Because
spend on
it's
other things.
great when it looks good, and that is what Robert's Nursery Landscape and Lawn
Good job,
is going
Roberts.
to
Don't
do
mess with me.
for you. You could get a $10,000 backyard makeover for your lawn this upcoming spring. Once again, that is from Robert's Nursery Landscape and Lawn for their $10,000 backyard makeover. You can enter to win right now at 1620thezone.com.
I had those stupid pictures on my list years ago now.
What stupid pictures?
The pictures people take after they've done their lawn.
Oh,
Like,
do you ever get
give me
it?
a
Do you ever
break.
get one of those texts from Mike Sauter?
Yes. And I tell them the same thing I tell them every time. Go to hell.
I'm in a group text with Mike Sauter,
Oh my God.
Mike Schaefer.
Oh my God.
Look at these Mike S's
Not
in my
this
life.
one. Not this one.
Not Michael Severe,
Not
of
Michael
course.
Severe.
But
I care less.
and really, all it is Sauter texting both of us when he's really proud of his lawn. That's our entire group chat,
Wow.
which is often.
I'm proud of a lot of things. Never the lawn.
I don't like group texts.
Oh, I'm booed. I am
them
not
take
a fan
me
of group
off my
family one.
I like. Group
I had
texts.
them take me off the family one and put my wife on there instead.
See, I don't have like the guts to be like, hey, please just take me off.
told
this.
them.
They're
I
just
I
so
just put them all
unnecessary.
on silent.
I said, take me off. Put
That's-
Chris on instead. You'll get through to her. She'll know what's going on. Do not.
that would
me
be
on.
on my annoyance list.
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I can't do with them.
Okay, here's a text from Pedro. And by the way, Lauren is doing the media stuff in Houston, which
Media availability day.
media shuttle sounds part fun and part horrific.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
I don't know how far the media hotel is from the media, like from the where they need to go.
If it's Houston, it can't be that far.
I don't know. Hopefully
be very
not.
far.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
The last time I was on a shuttle, it was horrific.
I once learned from a guy who worked in Grand Island that he didn't realize that New England wasn't a state.
Well,
Yep. I was like, do you realize?
Did you tell him?
Yeah, I said, you realize it's not in the
It's like a
state
bunch of
list.
states.
It's not in the state list. Like when you go to inn, there's no New England. He's like, yeah, I didn't know that for a long time. His name was John.
Last time I was on a shuttle, I was at a fancy schmancy wedding in wine country.
Ooh.
And
Fun.
so we went
In Napa?
the shuttle was from the resort
Uh-huh.
to the wedding location, which was a winery.
Okay.
It was like a 30 to 45 minute shuttle ride.
Okay.
All right, but it's really hilly and it's winding and all this different
sure.
stuff, and people are under the influence, and and also at the same time, it was at the exact same time that the Nebraska-Minnesota disastrous Friday night football game was starting.
Oh my God.
This past year.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there drinking, watching it on my phone while the shuttle bus is driving through all of these hills and traffic and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I did not feel good.
I bet you didn't.
I didn't like
when you're
it.
looking at a screen,
It was horrible.
it makes it induces like a type of vertigo.
And specifically, I was looking at that screen, which if I was consuming the contents of that screen, it was vomit
Brutal.
inducing.
It was vomit. Yes,
it was
definitely.
horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So that was my worst time with the shuttle.
I've been on a few shuttles the last week being in Costa Rica, and most of them were incredible Mercedes vans. It was very nice.
Great question from Jesse before we get to Pedro's question.
Jesse!
Is there anything Severe is indifferent about?
That is a great question, and I have an answer for it. I am completely indifferent about uniforms. I don't care what color uniform
Oh,
you're wearing.
yeah.
I don't care about
No,
the
you don't.
logo. I don't care. I don't even pay attention to it. It's the last thing I think about is uniform.
And I actually believe you. Some people say, I don't really notice the new cool fancy stuff or anything like that. I'm like, really? You don't notice? I actually believe you.
I do not notice. I don't pay attention. I just never have. It
For
never
whatever
mattered to
reason,
me.
I feel like your brain works in that way where you're capable of not.
I
noticing.
care so much more about what's actually happening on the field. I don't.
You do. You care a lot.
I don't care.
I love the uniform top.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do. It's very intense. I didn't realize it was as big as it was until I moved to Nebraska. And I remember Dirk writing the story about the red pants. And I remember sitting there in the newsroom reading it going, this is a thing? This is a thing.
You're talking about the 2002 with the stripe down the side?
This was him just writing about how we don't wear the red pants enough. This was probably like 2007 or 8, how they don't wear it enough. And I remember thinking to myself,
Oh, look, they wore them last year.
what? And he had all these numbers of games they'd lost without them. And I was like, what are we doing? Who cares?
Well, every time anyone ever talks about white uniforms,
the surrender whites, I know
Surrender whites,
it drives Damon crazy, but I'll tell you this. I only read the script on Big Red Wrap Up. I don't write it.
So I don't care about the surrender white, whatever.
I don't care what they're wearing.
I don't care about it. I think they look cool, so wear them.
I don't care what the Saints are wearing, and I actually care about the Saints.
Now, they did wear pink face masks with the white.
That was the Minnesota game.
That was the stupid Minnesota game that I watched on my phone.
Something was wrong with my eyes.
Yeah.
I had my binoculars. I'm like, oh my God, something's happening.
That didn't look right.
Yeah, it was weird because I thought my eyes were going bad.
But it was for a good cause.
Yes, always.
Aaron writes in, I believe that Michael doesn't actually care about the uniforms because of his Saints shirt. That just proves it alone.
God, I love that Saints shirt. It doesn't make me see the reason I wear that shirt. Honestly, I don't look as fat in that shirt. That's why I wear it. It's a slimming shirt.
It's a jersey.
It's a shirt. It's not. There's no name on the back of it.
There's buttons on it.
There's no name on the back of it. You ever see somebody wearing a jersey that has no name on the back of it?
It says Saints and
it's
it
got
has
no
buttons.
number. It's got no number and no name. It would hurt you as a play-by-play guy for that to be a jersey. It's a shirt. It's a button-down shirt, and I look slim in it, so I wear it.
It doesn't have
it's
a name
missing
and
2
number.
buttons now.
That is true. Well, it had a lot of buttons.
It used to have 5 buttons. Now it's only got 3.
Okay, here's the question for Pedro. What did Michael think of the pork tenderloin question?
Oh, yeah, we had that yesterday.
We hadn't asked Michael the pork tenderloin question.
What is the question?
What is the best pork tenderloin?
Okay, so luckily you asked me that. I was on the pork tenderloin prowl, the food prowl for the World Herald
at all.
And we tried 24 different pork tenderloins.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of good ones.
I expected, I didn't know that, but I expected you to say
a lot of good ones. Okay. My favorite non-breaded one, they make them non-breaded.
Oh, really?
My favorite non-breaded one was at Finicky Frank's, which is off 680 near Florence. Incredible.
Yeah. Delicious.
My favorite breaded one is, I always forget the name of this place, but it's in Fort Calhoun. It's I tried to tip my tongue, but it's a little restaurant right off the side of the road when you're heading towards where the nuclear power plant used to be.
Yeah.
That place had the best one. It was so good. The second best one was at Catfish Lake. Oh. And they seasoned the pork, and they seasoned the batter, and they seasoned the flour. It was dynamically good. Every bite was just like another flavor. It was incredible. And we had them all over. We had them everywhere from Council Bluffs to Wahoo. We went to that place that's off of the trail where you do the taco trail. We went everywhere.
The taco ride. Yes. I haven't done the taco ride in a long time.
We went everywhere and tried them, and those were my 3 favorites.
I did the taco ride, and then I saw I met the guy. He came up to me at a Storm Chasers game, and he was like, I'm the guy who started the taco ride.
Really?
Or did the taco ride, or like was a leader of the taco ride, whatever it is. I'm like, wow, that's like a very hugely popular thing, right? I mean, it's been big for a long time now.
My neighbor,
taco ride,
former police officer, my neighbor, her brother was the guy who got in the crash.
Oh,
and was paralyzed.
Oh,
you drink a little bit on the taco ride.
Oh,
they had those poles that are in the middle.
They do.
And he clipped the pole, and they didn't find him for like a while.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Okay, so the secondary follow-up on the pork tenderloin was, who has the better pork tenderloin in state borders, Iowa or Nebraska?
So we went to multiple places in Iowa. One of the places we went had an abbreviation. It was in Council Bluffs. It has the giant elephant ear one.
The giant pork tenderloin with the tiny baby bun.
Yeah, it was an elephant ear, they called it there. And we went to 2 other places in Iowa. I was to say Nebraska because we went to more Nebraska places. And all 3 of the places, and here's the article from the Omaha World Herald, all 3 of the places that finished in our top 3 were all on this side of the river. So I have to say Nebraska. Okay. I will say that I am not necessarily, it's not something I would order very often.
I don't think so either.
My wife,
but Iowa thinks they win the pork tenderloin wars, and I think there's some debate about it.
Yeah, the key to the thing is it's not overly. There were a few places we went to where it was too fried, old grease, whatever, and I didn't like that. I think it needs to be a fresh batter and new grease.
Not quite dry, but
yeah,
like
it's too juicy.
Yeah.
That was the thing about that one. So we also got one at Mouth of the South.
Oh yeah,
that's a really good place.
It was so good. It was not breaded. It had a piece of tasso And tasso is a ham, but it's like a smoked ham. Tasso and Anaheim pepper.
I don't even
Never heard of tasso. Tasso's
no.
put in red beans and rice a lot of times. It's a harder smoked ham that holds up, doesn't break down.
Okay.
So it had tasso, and it also had like a Anaheim pepper that was roasted. So it had like a spicy, a little bit of sweet. It was a great sandwich.
Yeah, good.
It's a great sandwich.
All right.
But Catfish Lake won the one in Bellevue, the top tier breaded pork tenderloin, featuring a center cut, cube tenderized, panko breaded filet. The other contenders were the A-Bomb at Shirley's Diner, and then there was really one good at Jackson Street Tavern and the Cabin Bar and Grill.
Oh, the Cabin. That's up there too. You mentioned 3 kind of North Omaha places. Interesting.
I did. And I believe there was a time where that stretch in Florence had some of the best food you could have.
Yeah.
Before the fire at Mount of the South.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have Finicky Frank's, which is, I know it's still underrated, but it's probably the best place, I think, for everything you get.
Yep.
Like there's nothing bad at Finicky Frank's. You go on the fried chicken night on Saturday nights. You go on the walleye night for the fish. You get their knuckle sandwich. Get their best crab cake in town. Not even close.
Best crab cake.
Best crab. It's perfect. Much like in Maryland. It's enough breading to where it holds together, but not enough to where it doesn't come apart.
That is the exact balance you want.
That's what it is.
That is the perfect balance.
Outstanding, and it's incredible.
By the way, when's the last time, just now that we're off on the food conversation, we kind of just have to say here, when's the last time you've been to Surfside?
Oh my God. Years.
Okay, so
we did a show there.
So I hadn't been there since they, like it got wiped out by, I think, a flood.
The flood, yeah.
The flood.
The Iowa flood, yep.
And then they rebuilt it back up. I went there probably in the fall, maybe October or something like that.
Okay.
For the first time since that. It's lovely.
Really?
It's lovely over there. And I've always thought they've had pretty good food.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's another North Omaha.
Yeah, we did a show there
by the river.
Probably 15 years ago.
Nice.
Something like that.
I don't know if the boats still drive by and moon people. But
that used to happen at that one restaurant that's gone now.
Rick's Boatyard?
Yes. That used to happen at Rick's Boatyard. Yes. Never was a place that made more people mad than Rick's Boatyard.
I know.
Whether it was the parking or it was the line.
There was a lot of stuff going on at Rick's Boatyard, like after Rick's Boatyard would close too.
Yeah. And when they went in there, I was talking to the mayor about this, Mayor Stofford. When they went in there after it was closed to try to clean it up to sell it to somebody else, she said it was a disaster.
I remember that.
Like the grease pit thing? Oh, just horrible.
Okay. One of Omaha's staples. It is gone now.
It is long gone.
We have a bunch of texts that we could get to. I also want to ask Michael this Emmett Johnson question.
Okay, sure.
When we come back. We have one more segment. We're going to take you all the way to 10 today, and then we are going to take you straight to Alan Huss's introductory press conference from Creighton. So we'll have that. And then we will get you introduced to some new offerings at the Omaha Storm Chasers games this year at Warner Park as well. So plenty to come still. Stay tuned. It's Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. All right, final 10 or so minutes here on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Once again, Schaefer will be back tomorrow where he will host the show from Houston, Texas, where there are canals. I'm told there are canals.
There are canals.
Don't jump
Downtown.
in the canals.
Downtown canals.
Don't jump in the canals.
No,
I would assume Charles Barkley would recommend not jumping there because you got Galveston nearby.
It's very close.
He has strong opinions on Galveston.
Dirty water.
Also, he has strong opinions about San Antonio's
Yep,
women.
we all know about that.
Okay, so all of those places have the ability to jump into water.
Yes.
And
all
you
of
shouldn't do any.
Don't do any of them. Although, I would say the Riverwalk's probably the safest.
You don't think the Gulf off Galveston?
In terms of the quality of the water.
You really?
I think the canal water is the worst.
Do you think the San Antonio Riverwalk water is better quality than the ocean water
In Galveston?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Have you been to Galveston?
No, I'm just saying
It's not even the color of water you'd expect. Do you know how many offshore platforms they have just off of the coast?
Famously, yeah.
So much oil and junk in there.
Yeah.
We used to go there and you would leave. I went to Galveston all the time. You'd leave there and your hair would not need hair gel for a week.
Disgusting.
It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
The Riverwalk can't.
And it can't be better.
The Riverwalk can't be good though.
No, it doesn't look that bad. And they clean it. They have a processing system there.
Okay.
Yeah, they try to clean it.
I'd be concerned.
Yeah, I don't want to jump in any of those bodies of water.
What about when you throw in Oklahoma City into the conversation?
That's another canal.
Yeah.
Which means it has waste in it.
Yeah.
No.
Disgusting. But people were jumping in there last week.
I know. I watched them.
Not good.
And everybody seems to still be alive.
This week's zone deal, by the way, is to Betty Ray's ice cream. Bold flavor, innovation meets tradition. 156 in Dodge or
our location at 63rd and Center.
In Exarban.
Have you been there?
I have not.
We've been there a number of times.
I do love a good ice cream shop.
My wife loves it. It's old-fashioned ice cream, too.
$50 in gift vouchers for just $25 Friday at 9, 1620thezone.com. Also in Sportsmanlike Conduct, we'll have your chance to win for $0 this week as well. Okay, so somebody sent me this, and we earmarked it just for you.
Okay.
NFL.com ranked running back prospects 1 to 21.
Oh, my. That's Emmett's number.
Number 1, Jeremiah Love.
I agree.
Number 2, Emmett Johnson.
Oh, no. No.
That's what it says.
No, he's not. Price is ahead of him. Jadarian Price is ahead of him. I would put Mike Washington.
Jadarian Price to have it 6.
I would put Washington ahead of him.
Mike Washington.
Yep, I put Mike Washington.
3.
Arkansas.
3.
I put it ahead of him. And
Jonah Coleman.
So hold on. I have a real soft spot for Jonah Coleman. I think Jonah Coleman's dynamic.
I like Jonah Coleman too.
And when he was not playing, well, he and Denzel Boston were both out for Washington. It was a different team. I like Jonah Coleman a lot. I worry about Jonah Coleman over the long haul. So here, I'd either put him at 4 or 5.
NFL.com has him at number 2. Here's what it says.
I don't know why.
This is a list done by,
if it's not Lance Zierlein, I don't want to hear about it.
I just realized who did this list. It is, guess who? Maurice Jones-Drew, who did this
Mojo
list.
Drew. Yeah.
So MJD likes himself some Emmett Johnson.
Yeah.
He says, I love Emmett Johnson's game, despite clocking an underwhelming 4.56 in the 40 at the combine and logging only one good season at Nebraska, which was very good, 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. Johnson offers versatility out of the backfield that should excite NFL teams. As a runner, he has great vision and short area quickness, plus the kind of contact balance that makes it hard for defenders to bring him down in the open field. As a receiver, Johnson is shifty and has natural hands to take on this sizable role in any pass.
Jadarian Price is interesting because he's that example of a guy who was behind a guy. He was behind the best back in the country. And all you really saw him doing was like kickoff returns.
I know.
But
we've seen those guys work out before.
If he comes back this year, if he came back this year, I think he could have had a huge year as the guy.
Definitely.
Right? But he's going to be the guy that's going to slip a little bit. He should be early second round.
And probably
should be a first rounder and be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he will. Mike Washington is unique. He's big. He's thick. He shows decent speed, but he's the guy that's going to run through you. So he's not going to run around you.
And then Emmett is what's a comp for him? I mean, as far as like his draftability right now, I mean, he is an older guy who doesn't have a ton of mileage.
Doesn't.
This past season obviously was a pretty big workload for him, but doesn't have a ton of mileage on him. And he, he's kind of like a mirror in a lot of different ways, like as a draft
without
prospect.
the fumble. problems.
Without the fumbles.
Without the fumbles.
But the thing I always said about Amir when he came out was, I mean, he's awesome, a great college back. I just don't know what he does like exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
He was just good all around.
At everything, yeah.
And I think Emmett is kind of a similar story.
He, and the name I'm searching for, but he played for the Mason. Jordan Mason. That's my comp. I think Jordan Mason, his career is what Emmett's career could be. Like when he gets the opportunity to be the number one guy, I think he could be very good. I think he can do a lot of good things. One of his strengths is not pass pro, but I think he can catch the ball out of the backfield. But I think wherever Jordan Mason goes, I know he left the Niners and he is someplace else now. Where'd he go? Wherever he went. I think that's the Emmett's career.
Minnesota?
Is it Minnesota? And then I think he signed a free agent deal with somebody. But that kind of guy is who I think Emmett can be. Emmett can be a guy that when he gets his opportunity, he is going to produce. I don't think he will be a number one guy, though. He's going to be a +1. There's going to be a number one there, and then it's going to be Emmett.
How high in the draft does he go?
I think Emmett is an early third rounder.
Is he the only guy drafted this year?
Out of Nebraska?
Yeah.
No, I think Sierra Wright's going to get drafted.
Yeah.
And I believe Singleton will get drafted. So that's 3. But those are the 3 I most likely think will get drafted out of them.
So no first or second rounders.
I don't think. No. If it's a second rounder, it's Emmett. And what we require is for someone to take Price, I think, in the first round, late, because of his dynamic ability. And then in the second round.
So how high is Love going? Like top
as high as 5.
10? Okay.
As high as 5.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to the Giants, but I think that spot is where somebody might move in and say he's at 5 now. He's the next best player. We're going to take him. I don't think he drops to 10. Somewhere in there he goes. Price gets brought in late, so that moves everybody up. I think Jonah Coleman is a guy that fits a system. If there's somebody who runs a certain system, they take Jonah Coleman higher than other people will. But I think all those guys, then second round, I think is filled with the next wide receivers. A couple of those quarterbacks get thrown in there, even though they don't belong in there. And I believe,
oh my God,
your offensive lineman and your defensive lineman get sucked up.
That was the last topic I had for you today, or one of the final ones. Yeah. Why do people keep talking about Ty Simpson?
This is the way the draft works. There's always going to be a guy who they're going to look at and they're going to go, he's not getting talked up enough. We like everything about him. Let's talk about him like he's a special guy for us. You know about Fernando Mendoza, but have you seen Ty Simpson's tape? Have you seen all he can do? Have you seen the fact he's only got 13 or 14 starts in his career? And if you've got under 20 starts in your career, you do not succeed in the NFL.
Yeah, but like,
you just don't.
No, and there's so much statistical information to back that up.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not that impressed.
He's not an impressive physical specimen in any way.
Right.
Look, I think Drew,
if you're taking a chance on a guy who doesn't have the starts, you want to see the way, way, way upward trajectory.
So
right?
Aller,
he doesn't have that.
Aller and Nussmeier, both those guys at moments have looked dynamic as college players. They're both 6'4", 6'5". They have these intangibles. They got big hands and all that stuff. That's somebody you take a flyer on in the second round and think maybe this guy becomes a starter, like a Tyler Shuff.
Yeah.
Tyler Shuff was 6'5", had played a bunch of places. The Saints took him at 40, right? You do not go in the first round and take Ty Simpson, who has not played enough games in the NFL.
Or in college.
In college. This is okay, first of all, from high school graduation to the first snaps he took at Alabama, it's like 1,000 days. If you're that good, you're playing.
You are.
You're just playing. And I know they had Milroe and other guys, but he's not playing.
Or I mean, credit him for, I guess, waiting it out, but like, if he's that good and if he's, maybe he's
probably transfers.
Maybe he's been in a couple of quarterback competitions and lost them, He's like Burrow. He's like Burrow and he transfers.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah. It worked out for him.
And Burrow, if he doesn't break his wrist, he probably is the starter for Ohio State coming out of the spring and has that job. Breaks his wrist, loses it, realizes he doesn't have the first, then he transfers.
Right.
After that. But the Ty Simpson thing is simply media, and I hate the phrase looking for clicks, but they're looking for attention. These are Chase Daniel looking for attention. And that's what he was doing when he did this 2 weeks ago, the exact same thing.
But then what happens is it actually manifests itself, and it happens. And,
well, the teams
and teams draft the
teams
guy.
Shouldn't be listening. They have their own scouts. They have their own evaluation. They got their own GMs. They shouldn't be doing that. Look, I was wrong. I thought Bo Nix couldn't be a starter in the league until he got drafted by Sean Payton.
Yeah.
And then I went, all bets are off now. Sean Payton's got him. He'll be fine.
Okay.
maybe there's a chance that there's some place that Ty Simpson could go and have that kind of connection, that kind of offensive-minded head coach. Maybe, but I just don't see it. If you look at history, you don't have 20 starts, you're not going to be good in the NFL.
All right, so this is the last time we'll talk to you before the tournament tomorrow, restarts tomorrow. Why don't we go through and run through some of these games? So you like Nebraska.
I'm taking Nebraska in my survivor.
You've
pick,
decided throughout the duration of the show.
I don't want to. I don't want to change it. I put it in there. I'm not changing
You're
it.
choosing Nebraska. For some reason, you like Texas.
I like Texas to cover.
Okay.
I was thinking about maybe they could get an upset and be an incredible survivor pick because no one else would have it, and that would leave me with all these 1s and 2 seeds going forward.
I like Purdue, and by the way, I like Nebraska to win again.
Okay.
I like Nebraska to get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I didn't like them when I initially did the bracket to beat Vanderbilt. And they beat Vanderbilt, and now I think they're going to beat Iowa. I wouldn't have picked them against Florida.
If I was just betting the game with a betting mind,
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I would take Iowa plus the 2.5, 1.5. That's what I would do.
But
I'm not thinking it that way. I'm working on a survivor thing where I need to have. I'm not doing 1 and 2 picks.
You got too much stuff going on. You got to line up your stuff.
A lot going on.
Purdue, and then Arizona, Arkansas might be one of the best matchups of the tournament so far. I like Arizona.
I think Arizona's the best team.
I think Arizona's going to win the national championship.
I think they're the best team. That's who I picked. That's who I have in my bracket winning the national championship as well. So.
If Illinois beats Houston,
which is a possibility,
which they have the goods to do,
yes,
there is a world where we're talking about Nebraska legitimately, having a chance to go to the Final Four. If Houston wins, we're not talking about that.
So
Houston, I think, will beat Nebraska
because of their defense,
guaranteed.
Because of their defense,
yes,
Nebraska will be able to score.
Yeah, and true. Illinois,
all these
Nebraska could get Illinois.
They all have a lot of injuries or one guy who's out. That's maybe like even Duke has guys coming back. Nebraska's healthy.
Yeah,
like they're really, really healthy compared to some of these other teams.
And then the other 4 on Friday night. Just quickly before we get out of here, then we'll get to Huss's press conference. St. John's, Duke. I still like Duke,
and I have St. John's.
I still like Duke. St. John's.
I already used St.
Got
John's
away from Kansas.
Yeah,
but they're certainly capable.
If they shoot halfway decent, they can beat Duke.
I think Michigan's going to the Final Four, so I like Michigan against Alabama.
I like Michigan. That game could be. Michigan can get 100 against Alabama's defense.
Michigan State and UConn.
By the way, Michigan to get 100 is plus 140. I think.
Interesting. Michigan State and UConn.
I took UConn.
These are sneaky 2 of like the worst teams left in the tournament.
Nebraska,
in my opinion, Nebraska, Iowa,
Nebraska and Tennessee. I think
Tennessee probably too. The 2 and 3 seeds. I mean, there's still a lot of them alive. I don't feel confident about either of these teams right now. I think UConn wins.
16% have taken UConn, 8.5 have taken Michigan State,
and then Tennessee and Iowa State. We still don't know the status.
And I don't care. I'm taking Iowa State.
You're taking Iowa State anyway, without
without him. Yeah.
I love Iowa State. They've been my team this year. Without Jefferson, it changes the chemistry too much. It just changes.
I know, but they're so deep, and the way they play. We were talking about
but
defense.
they become too reliant on the Montilovich guy making threes, which he does literally half the time.
Almost every team in the tournament is relying on threes nowadays.
They do.
That's what they do.
They're big.
And if St. John's hits their threes, they could win it all.
All right, Michael, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be another Mike S. on the show.
Well, we'll find the next Mike S. Who knows who it will be. If there's any Mike S's out there, please volunteer yourselves. All right, that'll do it for us today. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. We'll have Alan Huss's introductory press conference coming up next on 1620 The Zone.